Welcome in, folks. Well, before we get started, we'll wait for some folks to come in before we launch into our session tonight. And we are simulcasting to both Facebook and YouTube. We're on Facebook as Freeman Coins and Collectibles, as well as on YouTube. So we are using non-copyright music today. So we don't get banned by the Sony police on YouTube or Facebook. All right? When we're just on Whatnot, we've got a little more freedom for fair usage. So we'll just give it a couple of, a little bit for some more people to come in. Hey, Uncle Virgil, Nate, you're both here. I'm getting ready. In fact, let me do this. And we still got video. Make sure we didn't lose it. Okay, we got video. I'm doing some stuff over here. Alright, so let me do a little transition here. And I have another camera set up, so we're going to drag that into the picture here. Alright, can we get that right here and make it a little bigger? We're going to get started very shortly because we're doing a little education. All right, just getting started. I just got some stuff laid out on the table. Can you hear me okay? Music down. Okay. Let's get the music down a little bit. All right. Is that a better mix there? Okay. I got the music playing out of one computer, and I got the new computer doing the streaming. All right. Yeah, I just want that as a background music, right? So we don't have dead air when I'm not talking. And we are streaming directly to Facebook and YouTube. So we have to be careful about what type of music we're putting out there, right? So I have multiple cameras hooked up right now. Yep, I got two computers, 4 phones, and another laptop that I'm not using right now that I only take to shows. Give me 1 second. I was very busy today. So I've been frantically taking stuff out of safes and getting stuff set up. Hang on a second. All right, and of course, every time I'm doing a show, I always get phone calls about 5 minutes before I have to go on. So I just got off the phone with somebody calling about wheat cents. I always like to help folks. All right, so let's see how smooth the video is on this camera over here. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, GSN, what's going on? I thought we'd have more people in than this. I guess I got to give something away to get people to come in the stream, right? We're trying to... GSN, man, I'd love to bring you on as a co-host later if you're not doing a show, man, because you're one of the streamers that we need more of. So right now, let's do a giveaway. I'm going to give this away. Right? Is that visible on the camera there? Yeah, we go. We will give this away. All right, free silver is always nice. All right, try to get some more people in here. All right, let's go. All right, get in it to win it. Thank you, Gibby. UFC fights. All right. Okay. Cool beans. All right. So we're gonna start. Right. I like to get a lot of people in here, so I don't have to. Because last time we did this, we had people coming in like an hour into the show and wanted me to repeat stuff. Right. But silver, we got plenty of silver. Yep, plenty of silver. So after we do the education show, I'll probably continue into a selling format. But for right now, I'm not going to be auctioning anything right now. Right, so let's start off. I got a bunch of stuff here. Let me move this out of the way so I don't kick the camera over. Okay. So if anybody's watching on YouTube and Facebook, welcome. Right, so let's start off. Oh, thank you, Nate. Let's start off with something that really irks me. And Nate knows what I'm talking about. All right, so let me move this silver out of the way. Got some steel cents here we're going to be talking about. Right, I'm even going to do a demonstration later on. I'm going to dip a coin live. I've never done a live dip. Right, we've always done it off camera and showing you, but I'm going to do it live. Right, so the first thing I want to talk about is, can you hear me? I'm a little away from the mic. Let me know if you're able to hear me all right. Yes, okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is what some people are calling original bank bags, right? And again, we're not throwing anybody specific under the bus. We're not trying to blow anybody up by name, but if you've been on Whatnot long enough, and eBay, as I like to call Fleabay, and other sites, you've seen people doing stuff like this. Like here, right? Let's do this, right? We'll do a demonstration, right? Hang on, right? Right, you've seen this, right? All right, guys, I have. They say I have a bag of Morgans. It's an original bank bag that I just got, and we're gonna do random pulls out of here. And then they start the bidding, right? And people bid for the next pull in the bag, and they might pay $60, $70, $80, and then they go and they pull out, right? They pull out a coin. Right? Does that show up on this camera? Okay, it's a little funky, but I mean I can show it on the other camera over here. They'll pull out a coin. That's it's a $35 coin, right? It's $35, and the main point I'm trying to get is there is no such thing as an original bank bag of Morgans where you're pulling out circulated coins. It's just not the way it was done. Morgans did come. I'm going to show you a Federal Reserve bank bag. Now this is not a Morgan bag that I'm showing you. But this is a Federal Reserve bag from the Boston Federal Reserve that had $50 in it, I believe, probably in the 60s or the 50s, right? Morgans came in a bag bigger than this. Okay, exactly, GSN. They came in a bag bigger than this, and there were 1,000 Morgans in the bag. And every Morgan in the bag would be the same date, because the mint is cranking out, 5.2 million Morgans for that particular year in mint. And they're all going to be uncirculated for that date. Now, those such bags, they were available as late as the 60s, where dealers were buying 1,000 coin bag for like $1,100. They were buying Morgans for like $1.10 a piece, as long as you bought the whole bag from the Federal Reserve. By the bagful, unks. Those days are gone. I don't know of anybody that has a sealed bag of Morgans. And if they did, and if they pull out 2 different dates, then they're lying. All right. So this bag obviously is not sealed. It's been opened. Right. A mint sealed bag is literally sewn together. But this is a cool piece of history. Right. Who's got the giveaway? I saw things flashing on there. Auctioning USA, you got it. I'm going to leave that sit there right now. You got that one. right? Um, right. So original Morgan bags would be in a Federal Reserve bag, and they'd have the date on them too, right? So all this nonsense about pulling Morgans out of a bag and different dates come out and all different conditions is complete, utter nonsense. That's a bag that somebody got like this and has just stuck the Morgans in and is just pulling them out. The bag was never sealed with those Morgans in there. Okay, now let's move on to Morgans in a quote unquote original roll. Raise your hands. How many have seen that or heard of certain sellers doing that? Original roll Morgans, right? Exactly. Okay. There is no such thing. There is no such thing as an original roll of Morgans. Okay. Morgans were never issued by the mint in rolls. In fact, back when Morgans were being made, they didn't even have coin rolls, like paper rolls from automated processes. That didn't even happen, right? So you see guys on, especially on eBay, but I've seen it here too, right? Exactly. They'll call it an original roll. Here's an example. For those of you who are old enough to know, like Virgil, maybe Muskie, there used to be certain companies such as Woolworths, which was like a department store, but they had a coin department. And Woolworths used to roll up, Morgans with their wrapper, right? Yeah, Walmart bag. They used to roll Morgans in the Woolworth wrapper, but they were all just like this. Like I can take these coins and put them in a tube, right? And I could put my label Freeman on there. They're all real Morgans, right? And I could sell this to you and call it a roll, roll of Morgans with a Freeman thing on there, right? That doesn't mean it's quote unquote original. Original what? Original, yeah, Freeman rolled it on Tuesday while eating a grilled cheese sandwich. It's complete nonsense, right? And I've seen people pay $100 for like a $30 coin, and I don't understand. I don't understand it. But if you think you're dealing with somebody who's knowledgeable and they're telling you XYZ, I guess people just believe it. And there's no such thing as a roll of Morgans in an original sealed wrapper. Now they do make, yeah, exactly, get rich quick schemes, right? These are people that they'll be on Fleabay and then they'll be gone, or they'll keep doing it as long as they keep making money. And it's just it's deceptive. The coin might be real, but you're paying like 5 times what it's worth because of false provenance that's being given to the coin. So another thing, since we're on rolls, right? Let's show you an original bankroll. Okay, this is an original bankroll. Let me try to prop it up a little bit here, right? This is an original bankroll of dimes, right? Now the mint never made rolls, but this was rolled by Broad Street Trust Company, Philadelphia. Rock with the shock, Philadelphia. Right? Let me turn it so you can see it. Right? Broad Street Trust Company, Philadelphia, 1963. Dimes. Yep. Virgil has a couple of these rolls. I can show it better on the other camera over here. Right? This is an original bankroll. OBW, right? But, if you know anybody in the printing industry, a printer could make this paper, and they actually sell rolling machines. So you could artificially manufacture what looks like an old roll. You make it look almost like this. Yeah. I could zoom in on it. Right? Nowadays, banks don't roll stuff. right? Nowadays, companies like Loomis and NF String, both located in Pennsylvania, by the way, they do a lot of the rolling for the Fed sends them stuff and they roll it, right? Whoops, I'm dropping stuff all over the place. What's that question? Yeah, they sell crimpers, right? What happened to my phone went out? Yeah, a roll crimper on eBay for $10. Yep, and old paper rolls, Temu. Yeah, and go to your local printer and tell them this is the type of paper I want. This is what I wanted to say on there. Buy the crimper, and you're in business, right? So I just wanted to clarify, right? I see so much stuff. People are getting deceived, and I don't care for it. And the thing is once they get deceived, they get a bad taste in their mouth for the hobby in general, and they'll think that all these coin dealers are a bunch of rip-off artists. And the truth of the matter is, they didn't buy the coins from. Oh, Virgil, come on, thank you. They didn't buy the coins from a dealer. They bought the coins from a charlatan, right? Fly by night, here one day, gone the next, right? I don't do that. That's why I don't play games on this channel. I don't do spin the wheel stuff, which is what I want to talk about next, right? Yep. Scammers are ruining the hobby. Listen, you guys, from experience, right? From experience, if you own a business or somebody owns a business, if you treat 20 people the right way, you're lucky. You're lucky if one of them goes out of his way to say something positive, like leave you a review or something like that, on Google or Yelp or whatever. But if you got 20 people and you treat 19 of them poorly, I guarantee you all 19 will go out of their way to let the world know, because it's human nature to accentuate the negative, right? They will accentuate the negative. So, you live or die by your reputation, in this industry. Case in point, listen, I thrive on my reputation. I'm not the biggest dealer, but somebody called me yesterday wanting to sell about $20,000 worth of gold. I told him what I would. He was very clear about what he had. I said, as long as it checks out, I'll pay you this, that, and the other. He says, I'll get back to you. He called me later in the day. And he said, honestly, he says, somebody else offered me slightly higher than you, but I'd rather deal with you based on your reputation. Right? So he probably could have, squeezed out an extra $100 and something somewhere else. And I did the deal with him today. Right? I bought his entire collection, what he had. Right? All right. So I just wanted to cover that. We're going to talk next about slabs, right? Let's first talk about the different types of slabs. Let's set some up. Right, we'll talk about slabs. Let's see. Here's an annex slab. Is that visible? All right. Whoops. Sorry, I got the camera rotated. There we go. Here's an annex slab. All right. Here's a PCGS slab. Coin doesn't matter. I'm just trying to show the slab. And what's that question? Yes, I got Fugazi slabs right here. I got them. I'm going to show you. First, I'm showing official slabs. I don't have a CAC slab right now. I sold the ones that we had. Here's an NGC slab. Right, these are modern slabs. Don't worry about the colors. So these are your three basic. Pretend you see a CAC slab there. I don't have any CAC slabs right now. CACG grading. Right, so this is an NGC slab. Right, very reputable. Can you zoom in on that? Right. So these are your top 3 or 4 grading companies. Okay, NGC. Yep, somebody keeps buying them. Right, here's NGC. Right, here's Annex. Right, Annex is America's oldest grading company, the first one. Right, these are official slabs. You see a grade on the slab, it's correct. You're right. You don't have to worry about it. Right, here's a PCGS slab. Now they've changed throughout the years, PCGS logos, all the slabs have changed, but the company's the same, PCGS. Right, now I don't have the CAC slab to show you. But now let's look at some other slabs. Right, Nate says Fugazi. There's different levels of Fugaziness, right? So these, we'll put the official ones over here. Let's look at one that I don't call Fugazi, but I call something you need to scrutinize, right? Right, so let's look at ICG. Right, here's an ICG slab. I've got a lot of glare from that light up there. Maybe I got to kill that light. Which light is that? That's that one and this one. No? Is it this one? Oh, which light that is? Whatever. Okay, it should be a little better. Right, so, right, this is an ICG slab. Right, now ICG apparently doesn't use the same grading standards as other companies. Right? So, oh yeah, let me get back to these. So the three main grading companies, right, and plus CAC, they do not employ graders, right? The graders are not employees of, right? So, like PCGS doesn't have their own graders, and they don't have they're not employees. They're actually independent contractors for a reason, right? Exactly. They sign a contract usually from like a year and a half or so, sometimes a year and a half, 2 years at the most. So let's say Johnny Grader started off his career at Annex, right? And he's grading there. He's on a 1-year contract. When the contract's coming up, he's allowed to talk to other companies, right? And he could try to say, hey, PCGS, my contract's coming up. Do you need anybody? Yeah, sure we do. So as soon as he finishes with Annex, he'll go work for PCGS and move to California from Colorado. Okay, and work for them for whatever contract they give him, a year and a half. And then he might go to NGC. And then he might go back to Annex. The reason they do that, right? The reason they do that is so they don't get married to the company and they can't be manipulated, or even there's an old saying that the mere appearance of an impropriety is just as bad as an impropriety, right? You understand? So they don't ever want to have the appearance that Johnny's been grading for us for 35 years. Well, maybe he could be influenced, right? Maybe he's so wormed into the company that he knows some tricks, right? Yeah, exactly. I don't have a CAC slab to show anybody. I could show a picture of one. But maybe Johnny knows some tricks if he's there with the company for 30 years, right? And these grading companies are constantly changing things so that when a grader does circle back and work for them again, their whole processes might have been changed. So he doesn't have any like inside information. Yeah. Oh, an old A&A slab? Yeah, I got we're going to get into the older slabs, right? In a second, right? I do have some older slabs. Yep. So, but I do want to talk about ICG. So ICG is a grading company that does not like have those same graders bouncing around. They kind of do their own thing. A lot of their grading is good, and some of their grading is really bad. And we're going to show you some examples, right? So this particular one, oh yeah, the CAC sample from the Pittsburgh show. But yeah, that's buried. That's buried in my personal safe, Nate. I can't get to it right now. I'd have to spend 10 minutes digging for it. Yeah, that's buried. Yeah, good idea, but it's not handy. Yeah, sorry. So this coin, as an example, I happen to agree with their grade, right? MS63 on this gold. I'll show it on the other camera. Right? I happen to agree with this particular grade because I looked at the coin. There's an old expression, right? Buy the coin, not the holder. right? So I happen to agree with this one as a 63, and I have to say on gold, ICG is pretty good. But I could find you an ICG. I don't know if I have any more, but I've seen ICG grade modern coins. Like everything they grade seems to be like a 70, 70, 70, 70. And I look at them and they're clearly not. They're clearly not 70s. So, ICG, they're a legitimate company, but I just don't care for their bouncing all over the place, right? So we'll keep those over there. Now, ICG is recognized by Whatnot as legitimate and by eBay. But I'm saying, and many dealers will tell you, when you're dealing with an ICG slab, you really should take a close look at it just to make sure. Now, on the older stuff, they are pretty good. Let's look at some Fugazi slabs, right? Yep. Oh, not the green ones. Okay, the older ones, yeah. So let's look at a Fugazi slab. I don't even know what company this is. Johnny's Basement Company. I don't know. This is a Fugazi, somebody in his basement putting something together slab, right? It says MS68, which is laughable, right? Right? This is who is this? Unk Coins. www.unkcoins. This is probably a telemarketer that's called, and we're going to get into telemarketing too. Right? This is probably a telemarketer that calls up lonely grandpa. Right? Calls up lonely grandpa and says, "Have I got a deal for you? I got a 1953S Top Pop MS68." Right? And it's in the red book for $2,000, and I'm going to let you have it for only $1,200. Yeah, it's a 53S dime. It's worth what? $3? $3. Yeah, late night coin specials. Yeah, this is a company. It says I'll show it over here. Right? What does it say? I'll blow them up. I don't care. Right? Unkcoins.com. So this is a company making their own slab and putting on the slab whatever they want it to say. They'll put on there whatever they want it to say, and if you call them, they'll probably put on anything you want it to say. So that's Fugazi. That's just one. There's a lot of them. Here's another one. This one's still in the plastic as it came from the company. Right? SGS. You ever hear of these clowns? Right? SGS, MS70. Wow. Hey, Rock, look at this. I got an MS70 on a 1942 wheat set. It's one of one population. Right? One of one. Oh my God, PCGS never graded one at a 70, but these guys did. Wow. So, let me look at the coin with my loop, and I'll tell you what I think it is. I never really looked at this one. Let me see. Yeah, so it's your typical MS64, maybe, right? It's MS63, 64 coin, right? SGS, right? Let's take a look at it, right? And they call it a 70. It's clearly, 63, 64. What is this? Like $4 coin, maybe? Yep. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Whoops, you couldn't see it. Sorry, I forgot I got a split screen going on. Right? Absolutely Fugazi. Ridiculous. Right? So that's a Fugazi one. Here's another one. I don't know who this is. What company is this one? AGP. American Grading Professionals. AGP. Here's another Fugazi thing, right? AGP, American Grading Professionals. Nonsense. What does it say? Ghost cameo error. I don't know what that is. Proof 68. It may or may not be that, but it's just a Fugazi. Fugazi. Yep. I have no idea what it is. Never heard of him. Here's another one. Here's another SGS. MS68. Can you believe that? If that was a 68, that'd be big money. Right? It looks like a 65 to me, maybe. Yep, another Fugazi holder. Here's another one. This is really somebody's basement. It's PGS, right? Here's another PGS. What the hell is that? I don't know. They try to play off people's naivete, so they'll use letters like PGS. There's another one that calls themselves NCG to try to confuse you, thinking you're getting NGC, right? And this is just coins rattling around. It's a rattler. Oh my God, it's a rattler. It's bouncing around in there, and they have this one labeled as MS70. Wow, another crazy one, right? Yeah, it's a New York term. Fugazi. Forget about it. Right? Buffalo. Fugazi. Here's another one. This one is by INB, International Numismatic Bullcrap, I guess is what it stands for. Right? INB. GEM MS70. Yep, people getting shafted. Yep. So it's just ridiculous, right? So anytime I have these come in a collection, I tell the person, listen, it's worth $0.25 to me. That's what I'm counting it as. It's, and they understand mostly. But I've had people argue with me, say, no, it's an MS70. So that's my Fugazi stuff, right? And we can also, since we're on Fugazi, right? Here's a 37D three-legged buffalo that was altered, right? I can show you that with a close-up. You want to see a close-up of that? I can put the other camera up. Hang on, I got the right. People will do stuff. Let me see if I can turn the light. Yeah, three-legged buffalo. Get some lights on it. Well, maybe I can just show it on this camera. Let's see. Probably show it good enough here. Don't need the scope for that. Right? See the three-legged? So they've carved away the front hoof, but it's definitely altered because on a genuine one you should see the buffalo doing a number one stream. Right? Yep. Yeah, so this was something that came from somebody who inherited their brother's collection. But she told me when she showed it to me, she said her brother was never quite sure if it was real. And I took one look at it and I said, well, he was right to be questioning it because it ain't. Well, it's real. It's just altered. Yep. Yep. So altered stuff, got to watch out for. Let's look at some other slabs. Here's another pet peeve of mine. Virgil, I know you have this as a pet peeve too, right? So here's a modern NGC slab. Let's look at NGC for a second, right? So here's a modern NGC, right? Modern as you can get, right? Here's an older NGC. There's different generations, but I don't have every one to show you, right? So the modern ones have the 4 prongs, right, holding the coin in place. The older NGC going back like 15 years, the coin is just in there so you can't see the edge of the coin. And then if you go a little older, right, this is an older NGC slab that doesn't even have a barcode on it, right? So barcode, no barcode. Duh, fatty, right? That's a fatty slab. Why do they call it a fatty slab? Because it's damn thick, right? It's significantly thicker than a modern slab. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is a thicker. Oh yeah, Annex is absolutely real. Annex is America's first grading company, 100%. Yep. Right, so this is a fatty slab. My pet peeve, Virgil's too, is you'll see people on Fleabay, on this site, and many other places, they will call this a fatty slab, and it is not. If it's got a barcode, it is not a fatty slab. You can just see. I mean, there's like a 2 millimeter difference in height, right? NGC, this is an older NGC slab, but it's not considered a fatty slab. This is a fatty with the NGC logo there with no barcode. That's the fatty slab. That is not. Right? The fatty slab has a hologram like that. This does not have the same type of hologram. It's different. This is the fatty. This is not. But you will have sellers calling this a fatty slab. Now, why would they do that? Right? Generation, I don't know. They have like 9 different generations. I don't know which numbers they are. But they'll call this a fatty slab to try to get you to pay more for it. Because there actually is a premium. Exactly, Black Top. There is a premium on fatty slabs. Because they were only made for a short amount of time. And, you know, they're highly collectible when they're in good shape, like this one. Right? So if they call this a fatty and they're trying to get you to spend 20% more on the coin, but it's not. So it's very deceptive. It's just a lie. Now, sometimes maybe in good faith, they really think it is. And sometimes maybe they know and they're just trying to lie to you. Either way, it's wrong. Because if you're supposed to be a coin dealer, you better know the difference between a fatty slab and one that's not. Right? That really irks me when I see non-fatty slabs called fatties. Right? Don't fat shame them when they're not. Now let's look at an old Annex slab. Right? So we just had a modern Annex slab. Right? Let's get MGC. Here's an Annex. Right? This is a modern Annex slab. I can look at some other ones too, but whatever. Here's an old Annex slab. Right? Much smaller in size. Right? Right? So here's an old Annex slab. They call this one the soap box. Right? This is a soap box holder. Very collectible. Right? No barcode on these. Right? And you see it says Annex. If you go back older than this, Annex didn't start out as Annex. It started out as A&A grading. And A&A sold it off and it became Annex. Right? So the old slabs that don't even have this number and just say A&A grading on there, those are even more valuable because there ain't many of them around. I have a few, but again, they're locked up right now. Right, so the soap boxes have a premium, and the A&A slabs that are the same size but with a different label, they have even a higher premium. Yeah. And as far as says, that's all I have to say about that. All right. Let's talk about this. Right. Let's do this. Let's look at a Lincoln proof. Right. Nice toner, right? This would apply, like a seasoned collector probably wouldn't get fooled on this. Let's look at it over here, right? But it's a toner proof. Whatever, the coin doesn't really matter what it is, right? But you'll see certain sellers will do stuff like this, right? They'll do this. They'll write some ridiculous price on the flip that a seasoned collector is going to realize is just somebody's trying to scam me, right? That ain't no $50 coin. But new collectors see that, they trust the seller, and they really think that that's the value on the coin. So they don't mind bidding $20, $25, $30 for the coin, right? So that's deceptive, them writing a price on there. Where does the price, and nobody ever calls them on it. Or if they do, Nate, what happens? What happens when somebody in one of those chats says, what's that price on there? Is that coin really worth $50? Exactly, Evil. All of a sudden, that seller disappears. They never answer the question. And you just notice that, wow, that person just didn't ask any further. They couldn't ask because they just got booted. Yep. Exactly. There's a whole thing on Reddit about certain, again, we're not blowing anybody up by name, But if you go to Reddit, you'll see all kinds of stuff about coin selling on there. Yep. That's what they mean, Virgil. Whoever asked the question just gets banned. Yep. Exactly. Exactly what GSN is saying there, right? So if you go on a stream and you see that $50 and you simply ask, right? Is that really worth $50, or where's that price from? And they ban you, right? They kind of can hide behind the terms of service that says, well, somebody was attempting to price bash me in my stream, so I kicked them out. So they look like the good guys, right? Yeah, Walmart tactic, exactly. Yep. My father used to work for what was it? Not TSS, one of the old stores. Models, was it? I don't remember, but he used to have a part-time job in the lawnmower department, and he showed me something when I was real young. He says, "Watch this." He says, "You see the price on that lawnmower? Right? It was like $89, right? Yeah, the Hope price. Yep." And I'd say, yeah, $89, and then he would say on Friday, "Watch, we're going to mark that up to $129," right? So they mark it up to $129, and then when the sale circular comes out, it says sale $89, normally $129, right? So it's just deceptive. They inflate it so they can try to think that it's on sale. It's crazy. Yep. So don't fall for that nonsense with the handwriting data. Now I write values on there, but right when I write a value on the flip, if somebody asks me, what is that number? Is that what you're asking for the coin? I say no. And they say, what is that number? I say that is the current PCGS lookup price, right? And how do I always describe PCGS or NGC pricing, right? I always say, if you ever sold a car, it's like Kelley Blue Book, right? That's the technical price, but the reality is they'll never sell for that price, almost never. Right? Exactly. So 150, yeah, that's what the price is. But a coin like this, as an example, right? This is a 150. I think I ran this the other day for like 100, right? Yeah, it's a pie in the sky price, right? If Kelley Blue Book says your car is worth $2,000, ain't no dealer going to give you $2 for it. He could probably sell you the car for $15, but he's going to buy it for $1,000. Right. So, but when I write prices on there, it's, so most of that's what I'm writing down. Right. And if I have a coin, just to show you what I do, right? Here's one. This is just my routine. Here's a coin that's cleaned, and we're going to get into clean stuff later. But if you see me write the price in parentheses, that means if it weren't cleaned, that would be the book price for a VG. Right. So a coin like this, ain't going to sell anywhere near that. Right? But that's definitely a clean coin. We'll get into those later. Okay, artificial toning. GSN, have a good night, man. Yeah, research the seller, man. A gray sheet, you want to talk about that too? We can talk about gray sheet. In fact, that's a good idea. Put one on the screen too. Hang on. Right, here's a current issue of Gray Sheet. Right, here's the print version of Gray Sheet. Yep. So I have it electronically on my devices, and I also have a print copy in case I'm on the road at a coin buy and I don't have internet. I need to have this just in case. I rarely look at it, but I always have to have it with me. Yeah, it ain't cheap, but it's necessary if you're going to be a dealer, right? So the Gray Sheet is a wholesale sheet for dealer pricing, right? Right. So you're looking up Barber dimes, right? You look at the date, 1892, and VF20 says $17, right? Now that's that's the average price for that coin in that grade on a dealer to dealer transaction, right? So $17, and that coin probably retails for like 35 or something like that. Well, not retails, for the PCGS pie in the sky pricing. So somewhere in between gray sheet and in between, the pie in the sky price is going to be the average selling price, right? Sometimes the price is very close to gray sheet. Sometimes the price is a little higher. It depends on the particular coin and how the market is doing at the time. CGP is the same company, right? CPG, right? I can show you. That's a separate magazine. I can show you. Yeah. Let me show you on the phone. Let me show you on the phone. Hang on. I'll pull up gray sheet on the phone and show it to you. Yeah, exactly. Coinfax. That gives you the top price. Yes, this is right. Gray sheet, right? This is the dealer one, wholesale pricing. If you have the CDN one, I may have sent you one or two. Sometimes I get extras. I send them out. Do we have a CDN somewhere? I don't even know. But yeah, if you have the other one that says CPG, market review, that's their estimation of the current retail price, right? So if you're selling a coin that's raw is 100 and the slab on NGC is 2K, that's a big difference between $100 and $2,000, right? It depends. it depends. If it's a $2,000 coin, you're better off getting it graded, right? So there's no arguments when you go to sell it. So I'm going to pull up gray sheet for you on my phone, right? Right. So if we just go to whatever U.S. coin, it doesn't matter. We'll go to Morgan's, right? This way, Virgil will be engaged. Morgan's, right? When I go to Morgan dollars, right, and we're going to look at whatever. We'll pick a date. Let's get just a regular date. All right, yeah, 1878 Carson City. I click on it, right, and it online. It's showing me both, right. So an MS63. Whoops, get back there. So an MS63, it's showing CPG $700. Gray sheet $540. Right. Well, I'll have to go look at 20-cent pieces next. Right. So gray sheet says $540. CPG is $700. Right. So, I mean, if you can get something close to gray sheet, you're doing pretty good, right? So average dealer to dealer, that coin is going to move at $540. Average. It could be a little lower. It could be a little higher. Depends on the coin. Because again, buy the coin, not the holder, right? You and I know that we could look at one MS63 next to another one. One of them's got great eye appeal and the other one's a dog, right? Right? You could have an MS63 that's very darkly colored and not really attractive, and it's got kind of mottled, uneven toning, kind of, ugly looking thing, right? And then you got next to it a nice, bright, beautiful, glistening 63, which brings up the question, why isn't the grade different if the coin looks different? Right? Let's answer the first question. I'm going to make another poll. All right, hang on a second. Let's answer this first question. So proof coins are actually struck by dies. Survey said one time at very high pressure. That is actually not correct, right? It's actually choice number 3 or C or whatever it is, 2 times, right? All proofs are struck twice in place in the collar, right? So at high pressure, but twice, right? Okay, so let me end this poll and we'll make another poll, all right? So let's end that poll. And let's make another poll. And what should we make for this poll? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so we got another poll up there. We'll see how we do with that. Okay, so we're talking about gray sheet. I want to, before we get into a grading, I want to talk about some other scams, right? Yep, we're going to get into that too. Absolutely. First, I want to talk about some scams. Yep. I will put this on screen, and a lot of you will instantly recognize what I have on the screen. Because if you ever stayed up and watched late night TV, or even during the day, you see these, right? This thing looks awesome. Let's look at this. Ooh, fancy box, right? Certificate. Certifies and guarantees that each 2012 $50 Buffalo Tribute proof has been individually struck by the National Collectors Mint and is a collector's desired proof specimen. Each privately minted non-monetary 2012 $50 Buffalo Tribute conforms to the following specifications. Yep. So this is a thing that my father actually asked me about. He knows nothing about coins, but he sees the ad popping up all the time, and he says, "What is this coin all about?" I said, "Well, it's not a coin. If I can get the thing out, it would be nice." Hang on. I got to get it out of here without breaking the whole thing apart. Nothing works when you're on camera. Let's go. Okay, I got it. Right, so it is a $50 Buffalo Tribute. Right? Right, exactly, Virgil. 5 payments of only $49.99. I don't think it's that expensive. I think they sell these on the TV for like $69 or something like that. Right? And the wording, the way they speak is very deceptive. Right? They start off the commercial saying, "The U.S. Mint produces some of the most beautiful gold coins that you ever see." Well, that's a statement of fact. But that has nothing to do with what you're showing me on the television. You're not showing me a U.S. Mint coin. You're showing me this thing. So, yeah. So that's how they get you, right? So the average person, but it's genuine gold electroplated. Well, there's no question. This does contain gold on the surface. There's no question about it. The amount of gold. My father is an engineer. So he actually sat down and calculated. He says, "Brian, that can't have more than like maybe 5 micrograms of gold on the thing." Exactly. It's not even worth taking it off. You can't. The refinery won't take it. They would charge you money. If I put this in my melt batch and gave it to the refinery, they would charge me a fine for having it in there. Now in China, where they have slave labor with fire pits, they'll do that. But not in the USA. Yeah, it's probably got like 7 cents worth of gold or something on it, But people buy them. I once had somebody call me, it was not too long ago. She said she inherited a collection from her mother, and she had 6 of these things. She had 6 of them that she bought, and she thought she was buying them as an investment. And the daughter needed money, and she says, "I don't like to sell my mom's collection, but I want to sell these." And I had to break it to her. I had to break it to her. I said, "These are not gold." She says, and after I explained it to her, she goes, "Well, then how much will you pay me for them?" I said, "Absolutely nothing. I don't want them. I don't want them." She's like, "You're kidding, right?" I said, "No, I'm not kidding. They have no numismatic value. They have no intrinsic bullion value. They are absolutely worthless except as a trinket, right? Absolutely worthless. So where did this one come from? I got this in a recent collection, not from her, from somebody who did have some real stuff. He inherited from his father. And unfortunately, his father got taken on a couple of these, and I told him they have really no value. I said, I'll give you $1 for it just so I can use it as a prop. And he said, yeah. He said, you're right. He got taken. I saw the receipts for these things. It's crazy, right? So I have this as a demonstration. I get calls on that all day long with the golden dollars. Oh, my goodness. I got a James Monroe, 1888. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yep. It drives you nuts. I got to answer the phone all day long. All day long about that. Here's another set. Right? This is another one. Virgil. Low COA numbers on what? On this stuff? The answer is no, because this stuff is worthless, right? Actual coins, certificate numbers from these type of companies, no. The certificate is scrap paper. Yeah, nothing. All right, so on this one, they say it's each $2.5 million Morgan tribute contains 5 proofs struck for the National Collectors Mint. Privately minted. Each one has a silver weight of 71 milligrams. Total weight about 0.93 ounces. I have no idea what that means, but these are silver plated, right? And it even says, right, 999 silver clad bronze, right? So they're very deceptive with this, right? Pure silver on top of bronze. So if I cut this coin in half, I'm going to see a micro thin layer of silver, right? It's like the plated jewelry, right? Nate sells, Nate and his wife, 925 Jess. Nate, plug your stream, please. Oh, I should cut one open? Nah, I'll just keep it for. She's on now. Okay, cool. Yeah, so 925 Jess sells real sterling silver jewelry, but she's got to compete. Oh, thank you, Joe. Yeah, cool, man. They're very shiny. They're beautiful, but they're not real. But she's got to compete with sellers that are selling Chinese copy silver plated stuff that has like almost no value. Yep, but these look nice, but whatever. What is this date on this? 1890. Evil, here's your 1895. Evil, here's your 1895. Oh, it's a 95.0. That's a 95.0, right? If only it were real, right? 95 Philly. Look at that, 95 Philly. Yeah, that's it's all not real stuff. I don't sell. I will not sell stuff like this. All right, so that's watch out for stuff like that, guys. Another thing I want to show you, since we're on scams, right? Let me show you this. Watch this. I got to show you a picture of it. This is fresh off of Fleabay, right? Somebody had asked me, I won't identify who it is, but somebody had asked me my opinion on a coin on eBay yesterday, right? And I took one look at he sent me the link. I took one look at the coin, and I could see from the picture that the coin was Fugazi. And then you scroll down, and you see that this particular seller, it doesn't show it here, but he has sold 4 completed sales. 4. He's got 4 ratings. So number one, who's going to buy from a guy with 4 ratings? But if you look, This was a Morgan that the guy had listed. It says, last one available, 42 sold. How can you have a quantity listing on a circulated Morgan? You follow me? I mean, that alone is a tip-off, right? You look on Fleabay and you see something, well, the guy's got 42 of them sold. Well, how am I buying the exact coin he's got pictured if he's got 42 sold? The answer is it's not possible. It tells you right there that it's fake, right? It can't be real. It just can't be. So next up, the one point Nate wanted me to hit on, right? So raw coins, you see a fantastic raw coin on the screen. Certain sellers could go onto an auction site, right? Like Heritage or Great Collections, and they could get a good deal on a Details coin. Let me show you a Details slab, right? Right, here you go. Here's a Details slab, the Annex one we showed, right? So, right, this is Details. What does Details mean? Details means, right? Details means that there's something wrong with the coin, right? So what's the details on this coin? The coin is whizzed, as in polished, right? Cleaned, exactly. Heavily cleaned with like one of those buffing pads you see on the late night TV. Clean your bathroom with the zzz, with the screwdriver thing, right? It's not in its natural state. Excellent phraseology there. So unscrupulous people could buy this coin. Let's assume this was a much rarer coin. This is not a super rare coin, but let's assume this was like a rare Morgan, that if it weren't cleaned, it was a $5,000 coin. But since it was cleaned, the seller actually bought it off of Heritage, and he got it for like, let's say $500. What does he do with it? Like Nate says, he cracks it out of the holder, makes the holder disappear, and then he holds the nice looking coin raw on the screen with the snake oil pitch of, guys, look what I just picked up from an estate sale. Look at this coin. It's unbelievable. It's probably going to grade MS67. And if it did, it's a $5,000 coin. But I don't have time to send it in, the guy will say. So I'm just going to auction it here, right? And he'll scream bid, 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 bid. So the coin that he bought as a Details coin in a holder for $500, he cracked it out. He's got it raw. He'll convince somebody to buy it for $2,000. And then he'll, to cement the snake oil sentiment, he'll say, oh my God, you stole that from me for only $2,000. That's a $5,000 coin, right? And I know that because I worked at NGC. That coin's going to grade 67 all day long, he'll tell you. Oh my God, I should have just sent it in. Oh my God, right? Exactly. If it were really worth that money, they would have sent it in. But the honest truth is he probably just bought it in a Details holder, cracked the thing out, and he's playing the game. Okay? I see it all the time, right? I can clearly see that the coin is cleaned or it's whizzed or it's polished or it's got something about it that just doesn't look right, right? It's not always, but I see it, and they give you the nonsense. Oh my God, you stole that from me for only $2,000. And the thing is $5,000 coin. Oh my God, I just lost money on that. It's all nonsense, right? Let's talk about buying silver, right? Right, here's some silver rounds, right? Let me put them here to see them better, maybe. Right, here's a couple of silver rounds. What's this one? Liberty, Freedom, SD Bullion. And this one is probably an Amex round. No, this one is, I don't know, American Silver, one of them. I don't know. Right? Somebody comes to me with these rounds. You know what I pay for them? Exactly. If it's too good to be true, it ain't true. Right? So, you got rounds like this, but you also got the rounds with, yeah, exactly. You got ones with, oh, this is the one of Pokemon slaying the dragon, right? I don't have one here, but let's say whatever. I got this round here. It's Pokemon slaying the dragon, and I paid $59 for it. How much you give me for it? Answer: same price as that one, and the same price as that one, right? The premium silver, right? I had somebody call me about. You ever see the silver shaped in the form of a number 8? I forget who makes it. It's supposed to be Lucky 8. Yeah, I pay melt, exactly. I tell them I pay melt, exactly. Yeah. Oh, they're cool. Yeah, but I had a guy call me with the one that's in the shape of the 8. It's a Chinese good luck. Forget who made it. And he told me what he paid for it, and my jaw hit the floor. He paid like 9 times spot. He wants to know how much I'm going to give him for it. I did a little research on it, and I was going to pay him more than spot, but not anywhere near. He's like, oh my God, but I bought it from wherever. I bought it from JM Bullion for whatever, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. To me, it's just a pretty looking silver piece. That's it. Right. And like Nate says, the guys who, they're buying grams, right? A silver gram, right? A gram is a 30th of an ounce, right? So right now, silver is what, $28 an ounce, right? It's going back up, right? So let's say silver is $30 an ounce, right? A gram is approximately a 30th of an ounce. So a gram is worth $1, right? Easy math. Nate, how much are people buying grams for on other streams? Right? Or anybody? Yeah. $6, $10, even $5, even $3. $3 a gram is $90 an ounce. Right? $10 a gram is $300 an ounce. A gram, right? Exactly. When it's $1 a gram. Yeah. Usually I see average about $4 to $5. At $5 a gram, you're talking about $150 an ounce. For the cost of 6 grams, you could have bought the whole bloody ounce. Right? When I have grams, I give them away. Right? Yeah, no, I've seen them in the sheets, and then you could break them up. Yeah, those are cool. But to me, the whole sheet that's got like 100 grams on it, McGee, what do I pay for those, McGee? If it's 100 grams in a sheet, I pay melt. You got it. It's silver. I don't care what it is. It's silver. Yeah, it's unbelievable, right? You never get your money back if you're paying $3 or $4 a gram of for silver. I mean, how are you going to get your money back? You're not. Yeah. Yeah, if you're giving it away, that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with grams, but if you're paying anything more than $1 a gram, right? Yeah. Here's another Fugazi slab. I don't even know who's this. PCI. Here's a PCI Fugazi. I cracked this one out. Right. I cracked it out live one day. Right. Yeah, exactly. You could be buying dimes, stackers, just like Evil does. Exactly. For the cost of a gram, you could get a dime, which is over 2 grams. You know what I'm saying? Yep, it's very silly. Let's go down my list here. Where's my other list? Where's my notes? Notes. Hang on, I don't have them under here, do I? I'm looking for my my notes that I made. Oh, here we go. All right, so we covered bank bags, original rolls. I want to talk about mint sets for a second. Is in slab real or fake? What are you talking? Oh, what, the one I just showed? The coin is real, but that's not a grading company. No, mint sets are great. I love mint sets. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something on a mint set. Right, here's a nice original. Well, that's a bad example. Hang on. I can't. That's a bad example to show you. That's a bad example too. Hang on. 70. Hang on. 71. That's what I'm looking for. Right, here's a mint set. Right, let's look at a mint set. Thank you for collectibles. Yeah, I turned down a lot of stuff people offer me because they're just no good. Right, here's a nice, fresh 71 mint set, just like it came from the mint. Look at that. It's not even, the gum is not even gone. This is a perfect 71. Right. Right, so here's a mint set like it's supposed to be. Philadelphia, Denver. Philadelphia, Denver. That is a mint set. Always. Right? I cannot tell you how many times I see this. Right? I'll take the gray sheet off of this so we can get a better look at it. I see this. All right. They'll say, okay, folks, I got a 1971 mint set. Let's go, buck and go. And, they start auctioning this, telling you it's a 1971 mint set. And what it is half of a mint set. It's only the Denver side, right? And occasionally somebody might call them on it, point it out, right? They might point it out and say, do you have the Philadelphia? And they're like, nope, I only got the Denver. And they don't bother to tell anybody that they never sold them separately. They tend to imply that they sold them separately and you have to buy one and then the other. And sometimes if you ask the question, again, like we talked about before, they'll kick you out for asking the question because you're blowing them up. You're throwing them under the bus. Now, sometimes I will buy a collection, right? Yeah, and listen, slabs, unless it's NGC, PCGS, CACG, Annex, and certain ICG, forget it. Assume the coin is raw. In fact, if it's a rare coin, assume that it might not even be real, right? Stick with the top four. Annex, NGC, PCGS, and CAC. Yep. So, what was I saying? So on the mint sets, that's how they are. Now, occasionally I will buy a collection and I'll have what I call an orphan. Yep. So if I just have this, I will clearly tell the chat, guys, I got an orphan. This is an orphan mint set. I don't know what happened to the Philadelphia, but I got the Denver right here. Maybe somebody graded some of the coins in the Philly, or they cut them out and put them in a book. So that's what I got. But I'll clearly auction it as an orphan. Right? Or sometimes I'll even cut them out and say, hey, Evil needs a $50. And somebody else I know needs a $quarter. Right? Jeff, what's up? Yeah, but always mint sets. Philly and Denver. Actually, if you go back further, in the 50s, the mint sets were Philly, Denver, and San Francisco on the Franklins. And back into the 40s on the Walkers. Right? Correct. Proof is only going to be one. Right? Because proofs are only made in one mint. They used to always be made in Philadelphia. But in 1968, proof sets switched over to San Francisco. Right? So that's what I got to say about mint sets. Right, here's an original envelope. Here's the original shipping envelope that is 71s. Look at that. That's how fresh this is. I had to open this up to get these out of here. These are 71s, fresh. Look at that. Original registered mail. Right? Crazy, right? They came 5 in there just like that. Yeah. Fresh. So that's what I got to say about mint sets. Let's talk about unsearched. Right? Unsearched. I got to have something on the screen. Right? Let me put something on the screen. Here's something we just picked up in a collection. Right? This is a bag of wheat cents. I forget. Nate, do you know which company used to do these like this? Do you know which company did these? Was it GovMint or one of those? I think it might have been GovMint. Right? They got like 100 wheat cents in a bag. They sell them on the TV. Right? They they hype it up to the moon. Littleton, yep. They hype it up to the moon and they say, these original wheat cents, we just discovered a hoard. They love the word hoard. We just discovered a original hoard of wheat cents, and we're offering it to you for the first time, available to the public, since they've been locked away for 97 million years, and they're unsearched. Right? Folks, there is no such thing as unsearched wheat cents. Yeah, in Capone's vault, in Jack Benny's vault, no less, right? It's right. So I will say that this bag is unsearched by me. I have not searched this bag, but whatever company put these coins in that bag, whenever they did it, maybe in the, maybe in, that could have been done last year, probably like 5-10 years ago. Believe you me, Littleton or GovMint or whoever's doing these things, they are not just throwing unsearched coin. They're not going to pass up an opportunity that they could be a 1909S or something in there. They're not just going to pass that along in an unsearched bag. Right? Even if they knew it was searched by the person that sold it to them, they're going to search anyway, because maybe they missed something. So, right? And like Rock says, this bag probably is loaded with nothing but 40s and 50s. Probably not much variety. Yep. It's an instant lie if somebody says it's unsearched. Right? I guarantee you this stuff is all 40s and 50s. So you know what I do when I get stuff like this? I cut it open. I mix it in with my giant bucket of wheat cents, and I mean giant. It's about 85 pounds right now. So that when you do buy a roll from me, I pick from the bucket, and at least you're going to get some stuff from the 30s, the 20s, the teens, maybe even a 1909, right? So you really get a better mix from us. Right? I stopped auctioning them. They're in the buy it now section. So yeah, there's no such thing as unsearched. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Nate. Yeah, people get teens in there. Yeah, yeah. But if I just took a quick look at this, I guarantee you these are all 20. These are all 40s and 50s, probably. Right? Yeah, my stuff has got mint marks, everything. Yep. Let's see. So that's the unsearched fairy tale, right? We covered the generic rounds versus the silly novelty stuff. Also, constitutional silver is a very good way to stack, right? Here's Evil's favorite stuff, right? Mercury dimes, right? Constitutional silver, right? 90% silver, right? So this happens to be a bag of damaged stuff, right? It's either bent or nicked or scratched, but you know what? It's still silver. Exactly, it's still silver. When the blank hits the fan and the economy collapses, that's real money, because the stuff in your pocket is worthless, right? And everybody knows it. So spinning the wheel. Excellent question, right? Let me. We need something on the screen so it doesn't look like a blank screen, right? So, spinning the wheel, right? Games. I've been contacted personally and directly by several other dealers on here that asked me why don't I do games? Not recently, but when I first came on, right? Early last year, right? I started. When did I start? I started in January 23 on Whatnot. A couple of dealers said to me, "Why don't you do any of those? Any of the games? We do very well with them, Brian." And I said, "Yeah." I said, it's not for me, right? I consider it gambling, and I don't like gambling in general. I don't begrudge the next person from doing it, but when somebody buys a coin from me, I want them to know exactly what they're buying. I want them to know that they're getting the coin that they see, and I don't want them to feel pressured or tricked into buying anything, right? Exactly. Gaming is gaming. The house always wins. Exactly. Why does the house always win? Because the house makes the rules, right? So let's do a thought experiment. I'm not really up on how these games work, honestly, but I would assume that I could run a game saying, "This is the what do they call it? The top? What do they call it, Nate? What like if this were the high prize? What do they call it? A chaser. Okay, chaser. But what's the other thing? The other term? Ceiling. Ceiling. What is that? What's the difference between chaser and ceiling? I don't even know the difference. What is it? What is the difference? Right. So they'll say the floor. They'll say the floor is $5. The ceiling is right. The ceiling is the best prize, a chaser, whatever. Right. So if I made that the high prize, let's say this is $3,000, right? And the lowest prize was whatever, something that's worth $30, 3,000 or $30, and I'm going to sell. What do I sell? Tickets? What do they call it? Selling tickets, right? So you sell tickets for like what, $400 a piece or whatever, and you spin the wheel, and somebody might win that, somebody might win that, somebody might win that, somebody might win that, and if I get 20 people to spend $400, that's $8,000, right? So somebody is going to win that. But I took in 8,000. So one guy's happy because he got the $3,000 coin. So okay, great. So I still took in 5,000. And how much coins did I give out for the 5,000? Like probably maybe like 2,000. So I just made $3,000 profit off of what I consider the suckers that spent $400 to get $120 coin, $130 coin, a $30 coin. You understand? Exactly. That's why I don't do games. Coin collecting is not about games. It's about history. It's about integrity. It's about reputation. It's about learning. It's about respect. Right? But I see a lot. You get a gram of silver, and you get a gram of silver, and you get the whole audience gets a gram of silver. Yay! Right? I think it gives the hobby. Jess, hey, how's it going? I heard you had a private party going on over there for one of your customers. Yeah, Oprah. Everybody gets a gram of silver, right? Exactly, Nate. Oprah does cars, yeah. Right? Can you imagine if you walked into your local coin shop and you walked in and you said, "Hey, how's it going there, John? Could I look at an 1888 Morgan if you got one in like MS63?" And he says, "Sure, step right up. You could win one of those. You got to spin this prize and give me your credit card first." No, John. I just want to buy the coin. No. That's one of our top prizes, and you can spin the wheel to see if you're going to win it. And there's like lights flashing and a big roulette wheel. You would walk out, I would hope. I mean, it's unprofessional in my opinion, right? Yeah, copper rounds. Yeah, yeah. I see people buying copper rounds. And I'm like, is there silver underneath the copper? Is it like silver underneath? I'm like, copper round for like $10. I'm like, seriously? I can buy 2 pounds of copper for $10. Right? Copper is what, $4 a pound, $4.25 a pound? Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So no, it's about integrity, and I think. Listen, you got a lot of people. Listen, Whatnot. I think my opinion on Whatnot is it's a very good thing for the coin collecting hobby in general. Gibby, oh my goodness, coffee, man. Thank you. Right? I think Whatnot has been a real shot in the arm for coin collecting. But imagine a new collector, right? She's 20 years old. She just got into collecting. Somebody turned her on to, oh, Jess, man. Thank you. Preach. Right? And somebody turned her on to, I appreciate it, turned her on to coin collecting, and she gets on, turned her on to Whatnot, and she gets on Whatnot, and she gets drawn, or he gets drawn into these game streams, gets sucked into it, spends money and gets the stuff, and then starts doing a little research and realizes, gee, I just spent $300 and I got like $40 worth of coins. How did that work? Right? And what does it do? They don't say, they might, but they might not say to themselves, man, I really got to like focus on just the coins and get away from the games. They might just think, oh man, this hobby is all about suckering people. I'm done with coin collecting. These dealers are all ripoffs, right? And it's not the case, right? And you got a lot of people on this site and many other sites that are not coin dealers. And I will quote the great sage. Oh yeah, juice lots. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Nate. Right? I scroll through streams and I'll scroll right into the middle of like, a pile of stuff, right? And all I see is some guy giggling, right? Some dude giggling going, all right, we're throwing that in. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, hey, and we're doing that. Bid. Oh, yeah, look, we'll put that in there too. And right? Right? And you just see a mountain of stuff. You can't see what the original coin was even there. You don't even know what the original coin was, right? So you can't, but I watch it. I can't believe it, because you can see when somebody joins. Oh, Tim, man, guys don't have to be doing that, man. I really appreciate it. Wow, that's amazing. You can see. How can I say? I like when somebody comes in the stream, right? You see, like the thing that it says joined, right? Freeman Coins joined, Tim Rick joined. So you can watch somebody just join the stream and instantly start bidding on a juice lot that is like already like 3 minutes into the pile. They don't even know what they're bidding on, right? They don't even know what the original coin was. They have no idea. So the juice lot might be up to like $1,500, and they just start bidding in the middle of the juice lot. How do you even know that there's $1,500 worth of stuff sitting there? The answer is you don't. It's like another form of deceptive gambling, right? Good point with the juice lots. Oh my God, I hate those. People have asked me repeatedly on here, right? Juice it. No, I will not juice it, right? I think it's deception, right? Trust the host. Yeah. Trust the host. Listen, I've been in business a long time. As soon as somebody says, trust me, that's when I get my microscope out and do a little more research. Right? Reagan, trust and verify. Right? So I want to talk about, well, we talked about the silver chips and all that stuff, games. Um, Another form of games that I don't like, and listen, if you guys like it, I'm not trying to bash on anybody here. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. That's next on the list. Another form of game is what is it, a Vault Box? NGC Vault Box, right? You guys know about that? Right? Who has not heard of Vault Box? Right? So NGC, it's a gimmick, and it's just like spinning the wheel. They make a box with like 3 coins in it or whatever, and they say that every one out of every 100 boxes is going to have a gold coin in it, and you buy the box, you bid on the box, right? So the dealer or the seller has bought the box for NGC for a fixed price, which of course you never know, right? Now I have access to that to buy it. I just don't do it. I don't want to be known for that. I could make a lot of money on it. Like I've been contacted by all the big dealers. You know what I'm talking about. And I say, yeah, I could make a lot of money, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Right? So they'll buy the box for, let's say, $400, right? And then they'll do the auction, and the average price of the box is like $700 or $800. And then they'll rip it on screen if the guy wants it ripped. They rip the box, and the guy just spent $700, and what does he got? $300 worth of coins, maybe. Once in a blue moon, somebody will get a gold one. Okay, great. You got a $2,000 coin. But it's the same thing. It's just like the wheel spinning. And now I even see certain sellers are doing their own boxes. I don't know how that works. That seems like a conflict of interest to me, right? How can you possibly make up your own box when right? You know what's in the box. Right? Not only do you know what's in the box, you could just lie and tell everybody, yeah. One of these boxes has got a gold coin in there. And then, it just never does. Or you could make sure, like Nate says, you can make sure that your friend wins it. Yeah. Steve, exactly. You've seen reputable dealers doing that, and I have lost respect. Thank you, Nate. I have lost respect for certain dealers who started doing that. Yeah, again, I'm not calling anybody else out. But yes, I have lost respect for certain people that are doing that. Okay. Social media clickbait, right? How many times have you seen on your Google? Let me see if I can find it. Where's my Google stuff? Whoops, that's not it. Oh, here you go. Here you go. There you go. The first thing, I just went into my Google feed. What's the first thing I see? First thing that comes up in my Google News, quote unquote news, fake news, right? It's got a picture of a 1990 Lincoln Cent. His clickbait, right? Exact detail to spot on a Lincoln penny, which I hate. It's not a penny, it's a cent. Reveals whether it could sell for $54,000. What? Ooh, clickbait, click. And then you got this long, rambling article which provides no useful information, a lot of fake nonsense. And then I get people calling me saying, I got a 1990 Lincoln penny I found. It's got no mint mark on it. How much are you going to pay me for it? Because I saw an article that said, that if it has no mint mark, it's a rare error worth $54,000. And it drives me nuts. Okay. People ask me all the time, what's the best coin to invest in? Morgan and Bag Holder. Yeah. People ask me what's the best coins to invest in. Well, my answer is always, right? Right? Is always, if you're into coin collecting strictly for investment, you're probably going to lose money, right? People don't like hearing that, right? But I see an awful lot. You see it all. How many times do you see a seller here or elsewhere use the word investment? Right? Bid, bid, bid. This coin is a good investment. I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm not giving you investment advice. I'm a coin dealer, right? You're a collector. You're a hobbyist, right? Every collector is part dealer anyway, right? You always, buying and selling. You might be like 1% dealer, right? I'm 99%, right? Right. So, and I always tell them, which coins will appreciate the most in value. Well, the answer is not in common coins, right? So, here's a common coin. They sell for just a little over the silver value, right? But I would not call a coin like this an investment, right? Rare coins, right? If you're truly going to invest, rare. But most people don't have like $10,000 to put on one coin, right? Right? Let's here, watch this. Let's take a look at something here. I'm going to pull out a red book from 1983. That's right. Here's a red book from when I was a kid, right? A 1983 red book. What should I look up in here? What should I look up in an 83 red book? That's a true statement there. I just saw that. I don't know. Who's that? Doggone Kevin? Yeah, exactly. Some animals are more equal than others. You got it. Look up a 1916D Mercury dime. Let's go. This is a nice fresh book here. It's an 83. All right, let's check it out. 83 red book. Mercury dimes. 1916D. Now this is a red book, right? A 16D and MS 60. They say $3,000. $3,000 for an MS 60. That doesn't go any higher because this is just red book, right? This is before there was even grading companies, really, right? Yeah, Guardhouse. That's what we carry, right? Guardhouse flips is what we use, right? And that's what's in the buy it now. Guardhouse flips. So if I look in gray sheet for this, or PCGS, let's look in PCGS. That's a better comparison, right? For a 16D Mercury, right? We're doing this to compare, like, what's an investment. Again, I never advise people to invest in coins. I mean, if you got a lot of money, yeah, but here's a 16D. Right, so a 16D right now in MS60, 15,000. Back then, they said 3,000. So that's 5 times, right? 5 times from 83. So now if you bought silver back then, right? How much was silver in 1983? About $4 an ounce, probably, right? You want to see a 41 or Carson City Morgans? Yeah. This is an 83. I got older ones too. Carson City Morgan. Here's a 83cc in MS63, $125. 125. So now that coin is like triple. More than triple from back then. More than triple. Yeah. But I got older stuff too. I mean, you. Yep. Yep. We sold a rare coin. It's posted in the group. Last year, we sold an 1824 $2.50 gold piece for $76,000. Let's look that up in here because this is the 12th edition. This is a 1959, I believe, right? Yep, 1959. Watch this. Let's look up the 16D in here first. Let's look up that 16D. Now, this book is so old that they don't have numbers in here. They weren't using a scale, right? They weren't using the Sheldon grading scale. So let's look up a 16D. You ready? Virgil, I want you to see this. Can you see it? $16D, uncirculated, $250. $250 for an unk. Now, back then, unk could mean, what we call a 60. It could mean what we call a 65. Back then, they just said, yeah, it looks good. They didn't have a numbering system. They just called it unk. That's it. $250. Right? The one Virgil has is worth about $30,000. Right? You want to see an SVDB? This is from 1959. So, would you like to go back in time and buy one of these or 10 of these for $250 each? What am I looking at? 1798, 8/7? Dime, you said? Yep, 17. Well, it's not just that it was a lot of money. Back then, they didn't value these, kind of right? What am I looking up? 1798/97? 98/97. Very rare. 13 stars on reverse. But they list the 16 stars. Unk, $190. Can you imagine that? What is that coin now? About $20,000? Probably? 30,000? Yep. We'll take a look at an SVDB and then we'll move on. All right, just to give you an idea. SVDB. Can you see what that says? SVDB. Unk, $77.50. $77 for an SVDB Unk. Right? It's at least a $10,000 coin now. Yep. And that's only a couple of years before us, Virgil. It's 59. Right? And I'm going to show you the coin that we sold. Right? It's an 1824 2.5 quarter eagle. Hang on. Look at this. We sold this coin, the 1824/21, $2.50 gold piece. Looks like that. It's in the group. You can look at it. Right in here, it's $165. $165. We just sold it for $76,000. $76,000. Yep. And we bought it from a doctor collector. He bought it in the 50s. And he told us what he paid for it. He paid $300 for the coin. $300. We bought it from him and just sold it in November for $76,000. It's one of only 24 known to exist in uncirculated condition and only 200 in the world in any condition. It's a once in a lifetime coin. I was happy to own it for for the month that we owned it while it was getting. We bought it raw, and then we had it graded. Nice coin. I took good pictures and video of it. Yeah, it's an amazing piece. Let's talk about grading. Right. So I have a poll question up. Right. The poll question says toning is a major consideration when grading. So 43 people said no, and 9 people said yes. So maybe the question was a little leading. I should have asked it differently. The fact is toning has zero consideration when grading, right? The grade of a coin has absolutely nothing to do with the toning, right? As I alluded to before, you could have an ugly toned coin that's graded MS63 next to a pretty coin that's MS63 with no toning, next to one with beautiful rainbow toning, right? So the rainbow toner might sell for $300 on the market. The Blast White coin might sell for $120, and the ugly one, if somebody even wants it, might sell for $100. But they're all the same grade, right? So the grade of the coin has to do with, number one, if it's uncirculated or not. Okay, what does uncirculated mean, folks? Let's hear it. Yep. That's correct. I'm going to dip a coin live too, Nate. Right? What does uncirculated mean? Right? When I was a kid, I thought it meant something until I was corrected by a dealer, right? Right? Let's take a look at something here. Hang on. Right, here's a roll of coins. Right, here's a roll, clearly right from the mint. Right, this is a U.S. Mint sealed collector roll of a 2005 Denver nickel. Right, I could put it on the other camera. It'll probably look better over here. Right, so this is clearly an uncirculated roll. Now, whoops, there you go. So the question is, right, if I take this and crack it open, right, and I put these into circulation, do the coins now become automatically considered circulated? Yes or no? That's right. They're still uncirculated as long. So the definition of uncirculated in numismatics is not what you think. Exactly. So uncirculated in the coin collecting terminology has nothing to do with whether the coin was used in a business transaction in commerce. It has nothing to do with that, right? Because I've found nice coins in quote unquote circulation that are uncirculated. So it's kind of like a catch-22, right? Like a misnomer. So uncirculated, by definition of American numismatic grading standards, means that the coin has no visible loss of metal on the surfaces on the high points of the coin, right? So let's look at an uncirculated coin right here. Right, I'm going to put it on the other camera. Right, here's an uncirculated coin. Oh, let me turn these lights on. I'm going to turn the good lights on here. There we go. So here's an uncirculated coin. Right, can I zoom in on that a little bit? Whoop. Right, it's uncirculated, but you notice it does have marks on it. Yep, it has marks. But if you look carefully, obviously you guys can't see on video, but if you look with the coin in hand, you will not see any wear on the high points of the coin. On a Morgan, that would be the breast feathers, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's like the 5 second rule, right? It's all about, does the coin have wear? We got a little jumpiness going. I don't know what that's about, but it's all about, is the coin worn or not, right? So if the coin has wear, then it is circulated. If the coin has no wear, it is uncirculated. And as somebody said, that there's a grading scale, right? It's called the Sheldon grading scale. It goes from 1 to 70 because the guy who invented it, actually, he invented it only for large cents, to classify large cents, Sheldon, but it got adopted for everything else. So 70 is like the best that you could possibly have, and 1 is poor, right? So it goes poor, fair, about good, good, very good, fine, very fine, extra fine, almost uncirculated, and then uncirculated. Correct. The bag marks do right. Exactly. So once the coin, so when a grader got hold of this coin at NGC, the first thing he does is he looks at the coin and he says to himself or herself, "Is the coin uncirculated?" He looks at it and says, "Nope, there's no wear on the coin, so it's uncirculated." Great. Now, what's the grade? That's probably a bad example. Let's look at this one. He says, "What's the grade?" Right. So, what's the difference between a 60, a 61, 62? I mean, because a 60 is uncirculated, and so is a 68. What's the difference? Right. What's the difference? Who can say? Yep. No, not where. Once we've already determined that it's uncirculated, we've already determined that there's no wear. Open a proof set. Yes, they'll still be uncirculated. Yep, yep, yep. So once we've determined that it is unk, there is no wear. So why is this one a 64? Why is this not a 60? Why is it not a 66? Luster is part of it, right? Right, luster is part of it. Well, the strike, they do market grading. So in certain years where the strike is weak, they'll account for that in the grade. It's mostly bag marks. Yep. Nope, the color would have nothing to do with the grade. The luster, well, it's hard on this camera. I put it on the other camera. Hang on. You see the cartwheels coming off of that? The rotating light? Right? That's got full cartwheels on there. Right? Right? It's very subjective. Yep. Certain year Morgans are notoriously weakly struck or have very poor luster. Yeah. So, I mean, certain ones are just notorious for that. A perfect example, 1887 Philadelphia's are notoriously very weakly struck. Yep. S-Mint Peace dollars. Yep. So the reason this is a 64 is because it's not a 3 and it's not a 5. Right? So you go further up the food chain. I don't know if I have any 65s here right now. I think 64 might be the highest I have. But the bottom line is the fewer the bag marks, the higher the grade. Right? So once we've already determined that the coin is unk, right? We know it's at least a 60. Now a 60 is going to be, pretty marked up, right? A 60 is a pretty marked up coin. A lot of bag marks, right? Bag marks means contact marks from other coins. Remember, the Morgans were issued in 1,000 coins in a bag. right? So they're bouncing around in a stagecoach across the country. They picked up a lot of marks. So to find one that has, like, Virgil, what's your highest Morgan? 67? Like me? Or do you got a 68? Yeah, Virgil's got a 67. To get a 68s are so rare, right? How did they manage to even have any 68s? The answer is, in a 1,000 coin bag, if one coin was like in the center of the bag, right? The coins in the center tended to move not too much. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Malbury's got a 66. Very nice. Most people don't have anything over a 4. Yeah. Yeah, 66 is nice. Yeah. Yeah, but, 68s, there's only, how many 69 Morgans were ever graded, Virgil? Like 7? 6? Right? There's only a couple of MS69 Morgans. They go for like $500,000 or something stupid like that. Oh, there's 9 of them. Okay. There are 9 Morgans graded MS69. Yeah. Stupid money. Stupid money. You need to be like a millionaire to buy that. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Right. I mean, so coin collecting, 65. Nice. Yeah. So coin collecting is meant to be a hobby, right? It's not meant to be gambling. It's not meant as an investment, although, I mean, if you buy stuff and hold it long enough, it probably is going to go up if you're buying the right stuff. If you're buying, like Nate said, if you're buying, Batman rounds for triple melt, or, gram chips, for whatever, or if you get voodoo prices. Yeah. Yeah. It's the hobby of kings. Nate, remember that display, right? The Tyrant collection, that was insane. Yeah. No, it can be an obsession. Yeah. Nope. The Trump round is going to be worth the same thing as a Donald Duck round, a Mickey Mouse round, a Buffalo AppMax round. That's it. When they come to me with one, I don't care if it's got a dragon on there. It's melt, right? I pay melt. That's it. That's it. Virgil. I'll show everybody what Virgil said. He didn't say anything bad, right? When he bought his Mercury dime, Susan said, "You're nuts. That much money for a dime?" Yeah. Yes, the registry set guys. Yep. Yeah, last year there was somebody building a registry set. A couple of guys were competing for a registry set of walkers, right? Walk-in Liberty halves in fatty holders. And they were driving the price in the market up like double. I couldn't find out who it was, and I was trying to sell it to them. And then I guess they finished their sets and the price dropped back down. It's like, damn, I wish I could have found them. Yeah. Okay. Let me end this poll. All right, let me end this poll. All right, so we answered that one. Hang on. End poll. Okay. I can make another poll. Maybe a little while I'll make one. But a common myth, right? We're talking about myths. The biggest myth I hear, right, is what people ask: how come you're not wearing gloves when you're handling a coin, right? Here's a coin, right? Freeman, how come you don't wear gloves when you're handling a coin? Right? Oh, you're doing your flea market. Cool. Right? Freeman, how come you don't wear gloves when you're handling a coin? Right? And somebody will say, guys, did you watch the NGC stream? Right? Thank you, Uncle Virgil. Good luck on your flea market tomorrow. right? Did you guys see the NGC stream they did? Yes, I have seen counterfeits on this platform. Yep, I personally know people who have bought some, and they came to me and asked me, "What do I do about it?" I said, "Well, you better take care of your business." Yeah, yeah, you gotta, talk to the seller. If they're not willing to make it right, then you know what you got to do. Throw them under the bus like you're supposed to. That's it. Yep. Yeah. And again, what's worse? What's worse, somebody who knows that they're selling a counterfeit, or somebody who has no idea if the coin is real or not and goes on to sell it? I don't know which one's worse, right? I think the guy who doesn't know might even be worse, because he's not being dishonest. He's just engaging in something that he has no business engaging with, right? The guy who's trying to scam you on purpose, at least, he's doing his thing. He knows what he's doing, right? He's being direct. The guy who's on here or anywhere else accidentally selling you fakes because he don't even know what he's got in his inventory. Oh my God. That's what I want to show. That's what I want to talk about. All right, let's get these out, the Fugazi thing out of the way, all this stuff out of the way, right? This is a bag of Fugazi garbage. Right? This is all Temu specials. Right? These are all fakes in here. I keep them in this bag, and I keep them for educational purposes. This is an obvious fake, obviously. Right? Will that focus on this? I mean, guys, seriously, a 1797 trade dollar? It's a Chinese special here. I mean, seriously? But people buy these things. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of 1797 trade dollars that somebody had in their collection. They're not silver. They're not real. Right? They're 1797 CC. Oh my God. Right? 1797 Carson City. Carson City didn't even friggin' exist. Trade dollars didn't exist. It's just insanity. But people buy these things. Right? Oh, I can't get to it right now, James. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, ask somebody first. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is just clownishly, ridiculously fake. 1893 CC. Come on, guys. It's all junk, right? 92 CC. 85 CC. Nate, here's your 85 CC, Nate. Right? Yep. Yeah, these coins don't weigh right. Right? I mean, they just look fake. You know, they're fake from the jump. I can spot these a mile away. But these are all fakes. Here's another trade. Crap. It's all right. Here you go. Here's a seated 1870 CC. Yep. Complete garbage. Right? Absolute garbage. Well, Nate, I have encountered stuff like this that they do make out of silver. Okay? Because it would be worth it for somebody. Right? It would be worth it for somebody to make a 71cc seated half and spend the $23 worth of silver and try to pass it as real for thousands of dollars, especially when they're making fake PCGS holders, right? make it out of silver so it passes the Sigma, stick it in a fake PCGS slab, and somebody will buy it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I had somebody with a fake gold I posted in the group a couple of months back. Right? It was a fake gold Australian in a fake PCGS slab. And they were arguing with me. They said, no, it's PCGS certified. I said, no, it's Chinese Temu certified. Exactly. It was a fake PCGS slab. Completely fake. He says, how do you know? I said, well, first of all, as soon as I put it in my hand, I could tell it doesn't weigh right. You hold enough 1 ounce gold coins in a slab in your hand, I can tell the thing is at least 5 or 6 grams light. Right? So I said, listen, I'll crack the thing out. I will crack it out. If I put that coin on my scale and it weighs 31.1 grams and passes my Sigma, I will pay your price for it, what you wanted for it in the slab. Deal? He said, yeah. I cracked it out. It only weighed 24 grams. Not made of gold, and I scratched the surface of it, and the stuff peels right off. Brass. Yeah. The sad part is he paid over $2,000 for it. He got took. I said, you better, take care of your business. Yeah. Don't buy coins off of Facebook. Do not buy coins from Facebook pop-up ads. You will be disappointed every time. Right? So I want to talk briefly. I promised somebody I would talk about this. I don't know if they're here or not, but I will talk about it. Here's another little scam. Right? Let's, right, the tale of two coins. Right, what do I got there? Can we see that? I got 2 wheat cents here, right? Yep. James, I have seen. Yeah, my own personal collection. I know. I have seen individual. Listen, just like you can look up on the PCGS registries and find coins. So what they do over in China is they'll look up an expensive coin, right? Whatever, like an 1871 Carson City, like we just showed you. They'll look it up and they'll say, ooh, yep, there's one in PCGS. It's an XF45 and it's worth $50,000. So they'll go into their little plant there and they'll make one. And then they'll go to the other part of their little manufacturing process and then they'll make a PCGS holder with that exact barcode on it. They will just scan it and print it. And there you go. And somebody will buy it. I've seen it. Yep. If it's too good to be true, it is false. So here's a 1943 steel cents. Can you see the difference between these? Maybe I'll show them on the other camera. Hang on. See the bottom one? Now look at the top one. Yep, the bottom one is plated. It's a retread. Well, these are not fake, though. These are both real. These are absolutely both real. But the top one, right? Here's the top one. Let me zoom in on that. See the cartwheels on that? All right, this one is real, and it's original condition. Yep, it still has luster. It's uncirculated. All right. So here's this one is plated. All right. See that flash? It looks like a friggin' mirror. You're trying to take a picture of a mirror. Right? I can't even get it to focus. Right? It looks horrible. I mean, it looks better in person, but you can see it's plated. So what they do is they take. They've been doing this, since the 40s. They take crappy steel cents, like I don't have any crappy ones here, but they'll take the rusted, busted steel cents. Right, Littleton used to do this too. Well, they take the rusted ones, they put them in an acid bath to get the rust off, and they replate them, and they sell them to lonely grandpa on the late night phone calls. I got beautiful steel set, and they'll sell the thing for it's in a fancy display case for $50. And the thing is worth what after it's plated? What was it worth? A cent? Yeah, or on here, yeah, or anywhere, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show the difference between plated. Yeah, Home Shopping Channel. Yep. Yeah, with those two clowns jumping up and down saying everything they have is rare. It's rare, rare. Yeah. Rare. Get up, Colin, now. Right? You see the latest one? The coin is real, but they're just overpriced. You ever see the one where they sell the whole? We'll sell you every single proof set from 1968 up to now for the low price of only 3 payments of $1,200 each. Something stupid like that. Yeah, Rick and Mike. Yeah. Right? And you wind up paying like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for like proof sets. They're not even silver either, right? Just the clad sets. My wife says, is that a good price? I said, for them, yeah. I said, they're charging like $2,900. I said, for $2,900, if I could sell like collections like that, I said, we'd be millionaires. I said, I couldn't do it with a straight face. I said, I could sell that same set they're selling for $2,900. I could sell you the same set for $600 and make money. It's just, it's sick. It's sick. Yep. So, you think I can do a live dipping? Right? People are always asking. Oh, back to the gloves, right? So I don't wear gloves. If you watch the NGC stream that they had on last year, it was kind of sad, right? It was kind of sad that they were picking on NGC, right? Because they took you live into the grading room, which is like really, I was intrigued, right? I've never been inside a grading room. I'm not one of the guys that lies and says I was a PCGS grader. I wasn't, right? Cleaning, we're going to be talking about that right now. Yeah. So, the reason graders don't wear gloves when they're actually grading your coins, can anybody answer that? Because they don't. I'm telling you for a fact, graders do not wear gloves when handling your coins. Correct. You're about 1,000 times more likely to drop a coin when you're wearing a cotton glove for 2 reasons. Number one, you can't feel it. You don't have the tactile ability to know, right? Are you giving it enough pressure? You can't feel the coin. Number two, the cotton, is like cotton polyester. It'll slip off the coin, right? It's not going to grip the coin like we were made, right? With whirls and ridges, right? Clean, dry hands, exactly. And proper handling. That's how you handle a coin. Now, this is not a coin. This is a bullion round, which I don't care about. So this is the wrong way. This is the wrong way to handle a coin, right? This is wrong, right? This is right. Now, if you've ever seen the grading table, they have a big felt mat, right, made out of soft felt. So if they do drop the coin, it doesn't fall onto a wooden surface or a metal surface, right? It falls onto a soft surface if they happen to drop it, right? And if you're wearing gloves, you're definitely going to drop the coin. Let me tell you, you're going to drop it. Another reason why gloves are a bad idea, if you have a glove on and you drop the coin and you go to, instinct is to try to catch it. What happens if you catch it with a glove as it's falling and the coin goes like this through your fingers with the glove? right? What happens then? What happens? Exactly. The fibers in the glove can actually put hairlines into a coin. So if you got a beautiful, especially a proof, you got a beautiful Franklin proof, and you're wearing gloves, and the coin slips out and goes to slip. Watch this, slips. What? It's, you know, like a watermelon pit. It slipped, and you went to catch it like that. You could hairline the coin. You could hairline it in a second, right? So that's why they don't wear gloves. Proper technique, and also, obviously, they're not doing it on top of a gray sheet. They have a felt surface, right? But what really irked me when they did the NGC, no, I would not wear those either. Nope. No, I wouldn't. I've put them on if I'm cracking a proof set for some reason, like I'm going to grade a coin, in order to get the coin out of the set, so I don't put a print on it. I will put on, yes, a nitrile glove, just to make sure I don't put a fingerprint on the coin. But after I get it out, I'll pick it up by the edge to put it into a flip without the glove. Yeah. But what irked me about when they were doing that stream is you had all these quote unquote experts coming into the stream and yelling in the chat at the NGC grader, telling them, oh my God, you guys don't know what you're doing. You're not wearing gloves. So, you know, probably some, 19-year-old kid that just started coin collecting, thinks he knows everything about everything, is going to come in and tell an NGC grader that he's doing his job wrong. Really annoying. I called him out on the stream. I said, you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. I've spoken to hundreds of graders. None of them wear gloves, and for good reason. So, when you come out of puberty, open your mind and learn the facts, not just the BS that you've been told, right? You know what I laugh at? I laugh when I watch, again, don't call anybody out by name, but I watch certain streamers. They're holding a damn slab, and they're wearing like purple gloves. I'm like, seriously, bro? Is that like you trying to like impress somebody with a purple gloves holding a slab? Like, what is the point of that? Right? And he's holding, they're holding it there for hours. You got a big sweaty hand inside a friggin' glove holding it, looking like a dork. Sorry. Hold it up. Yeah, it's for what purpose? Why would you need gloves to? I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? The black gloves, the purple gloves, right? I'm supposed to be impressed, right? The purple gloves or the red nail polish. I don't know. So let's look at some natural toning. Yeah, can you see? I don't know. The toning on this show up on here? This camera is not ideal for this. Yes, absolutely true. That's why whenever you're going to handle coins, you should wash your hands and dry them thoroughly. Yeah. Oh, you want to see a dip? All right, I was just trying to show this one. Right, natural toning, purpley. All right. We're going to do a live dip, right? This is the table I normally have my coins on that you never see on camera, so I got them off camera. So here's a coin that we're going to dip. Let's take a look at it. Put it up here. Yep, hazing. I'm going to take this coin out. Oh, come on. I'm trying not to touch it, right? So there's a proof coin, right? So here's a proof, and it is badly hazed, right? Now, a lot of other streamers will call that, oh, guys, look, it's beautiful toning. It's beautifully toned. No, it's not. It's ugly hazed, right? So it's hazed from improper storage. And just like Smitty just said, heat, right? You leave this in your dresser drawer, which is against the heater or by the window for a couple of years, and it's going to develop hazing, right? Here's another example. Perfect example, right? Right? How many streamers do you say, oh, look, beautiful toning? No. Actually, it does have some toning, but it's mostly hazed. It has purple toning, but it's also hazed, right? Brown ikes are notorious for that, from the chemicals inside there. But we're going to dip that coin. Stand by. I'm going to go to the other room and get this stuff. Ah. Give me a second. Should have had this set up before. Oh, snap. Where is this? Aha! Give me a second, guys. I can't see what you're typing right now, if you're typing anything. All right, so let's gather up these chemicals. So we're getting ready to do this. Let's put this down here. All right, actually, let's get rid of the gray sheet so I don't screw that up. All right, this is, I got the cover off, so can you see that? Let me take a picture of that so it'll be easier to see. Right, so just for the sake of clarity, right? I'm using Easiest. Right, they call it coin cleaner, but that's not accurate. It's not really a cleaner. Contains a chemical called thiourea. Acetone, not always. So I go right to this. Acetone usually does not work on this type of hazing. Acetone will take off other stuff, but usually not the hazing. So what I'm going to do is since I don't have a sink here, I got to get the water from over here. I really don't care if I screw this coin up, so this is not the usual way that I do it, but we'll do it like this for now, right? So, all right, here's some water. This is just water, right? And all right, we'll put this here. Now I want you to see how fast this goes, right? This is a proper dip, right? Right? Well, did I miss any questions? Toning equivalent to corrosion? No. Nope, not at all. Toning is not corrosion. Yeah. Acetone, well, you want to try it with acetone first? We can do that. Watch. That's a good idea. We'll try the acetone first. Hang on. Acetone, where are you? Okay. We'll give you some cautions on this stuff too. All right, I gotta be careful with this now. This is acetone in here. That is acetone, right? 100% pure acetone. Do not use, right, your own nail polish remover or your significant other's nail polish remover, unless it's this, right? Do not use perfumed stuff, and you should be using this in a well-ventilated area. Acetone is extremely flammable and hazardous, right? All right, so we're going to try the acetone first, right? So let me, right? So you can see the coin is pretty badly hazed, right? So this is acetone. The nice thing about acetone is you can leave a coin in acetone. You can leave it in there and it won't hurt it. Acetone is not an acid. It will not dissolve the metal. The easiest definitely contains acid. So we're going to do the acetone first to see if it gets rid of the, right? Now, don't wear a night. See how it dries out my fingers? See that? Acetone is extremely volatile, right? Yeah, acetone is dangerous, right? And now you can swish it around in the acetone. You can leave it in there. You're not going to hurt it, right? Because acetone does not react with any metal, right? Now, it might look like it's taking the hazing off, but it might take some, but not all of it. So we're going to take it out. Again, I'm not trying to put fingerprints on it, so I'm also not trying to, whoops, I'm not trying to spill this. I normally don't do this on camera, so it's a little awkward. All right, so I'm only grabbing the edges. Now, acetone, see it's drying up? See the hazing is still there? So the acetone did not work, correct? Right, the acetone did not work. Okay, and it's completely dry now. Acetone evaporates. Now, I'm going to get rid of this right now because I don't want this over here. I don't want to pass out. Right, so let me get rid of this. By the way, guys, you notice the acetone is in plastic, right? It comes in a plastic container. You do not pour acetone into any plastic container unless it is a type 5 plastic, polypropylene. If you pour acetone into a polyethylene container or a polystyrene container, it will burn a hole right through it. Okay? No, yes, I just said polystyrene. Yep, styrofoam is a form of polystyrene. No polyethylene, no polystyrene, no PET, like a soda bottle. No, it has to be a number 5. No, we just demonstrated. We just put this in the acetone and it had no effect. No effect. Now maybe if I rubbed it, it might, but then that'll defeat the purpose. I don't want to screw up the coin. So let me get rid of this acetone. This container is a food container, right? Food containers are always made out of type 5 plastic, polypropylene. Look for that number 5. If it's a number 5, it's safe to put the acetone in. But an even safer bet is to use a glass container, right? This way you can't go wrong. So let me get this out of here before we cause some damage. Yep, glass is definitely the best. So let me get this back into the container. Just want to be careful with this. Yeah, no smoking, no open flames. Right? You got to be careful with acetone, otherwise you're going to have poof, no eyebrows. We gave it away. Somebody won it before. I may run another giveaway. But now we're going to do a proper dip with Easiest. Right? This is the Easiest. Right? There's other ones that they make. The 2 ingredients in here, Yes, hazing is different than toning. This is hazed. This is hazed. Some people call it fog, right? Right? Fogginess, haziness, right? So this contains two main ingredients. One of them is called thiourea, not diarrhea, right? It's called thiourea, right? Thiorea, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? Thiourea. And the second ingredient is sulfuric acid. Okay? Yes, watch. Right? So thiourea and sulfuric acid. You ready? It's going to be fast, guys, right? I got the water ready. You don't want to over dip this. Okay? Watch. Right? Before and after. Ready? Yeah, if that had rainbow toning, you don't have it no more. Right? That take the toning right off of there. If you inject it, it'll kill COVID. Yeah, it'll also kill the host. Right? So I would be taking a further step with this because the water is contaminated with that now. So I would actually rinse this under running water. But since I don't have that right here, right? Shake it off, put it down. Let me get rid of this. That's tap water, but you can use distilled, right? And let's go. Right, so the coin is sitting there, but you don't want to let it air dry, right? Because you'll get water spots. So I put that on there. Right, you're not rubbing it, you're just patting it, right? Nope, that coin is not clean. Look at it now. Hazing is gone. They do the same exact thing. If you pay them for conservation, same exact thing. That's what they do. No more hazing. Gone. Yep, that's it. How long was it in there, Nate? Less than a second, right? 1 second. Hazing, gone. Now, if I left it in there for like 10 seconds, you know what would happen? The acids will eat the surface of the coin and make it look dull. It's a fine line, right? It's like that cardiac medication, right? The digitalis. If it's used properly, it can save your life. If you take too much of it, it kills you. Copper really doesn't get hazed, but EZS is not recommended for copper. No. Yeah, I've never seen copper with hazing. Does it get rid of milk spots? I don't think so. Nope. Now, if I would have left that in there for like 5 seconds, yes, you will lose cartwheel. Yep. And then they'll call it cleaned because they'll see it. The key is in and out. In and out. That's a proper dip, right? So now the coin is clean. Now I want to make sure I don't have any water, right? There's 3 sides to every coin. So I want to do this. Right? I don't want any water on the edge and put the coin into the holder, right? It has any water in there. Right, so I'm going to put it back. Well, I got some fingerprints on the plastic, but there you go. Properly dipped, properly dried. That's it. No wiping. Nope. No wiping ever. Let me get this chemical out of here. Don't want this on the desk because it's going to go flying. Let me get the water out of there too. I definitely don't want water on my desk next to thousands of dollars of coins. Right? So that's the deal with a proper dip, right? I dipped some coins the other day for who was that? For McGee, I think it was, right? He got some ugly looking coins. I said, I'll dip them for free. That's it. Yeah, I'm going to run some stuff, Nate. Right? What time is it? Wow, I've been on for 2.5 hours. Holy cow. That's a long time. Yep. Trades? Yes, I got two of them right on the table. I can show you. I'll take questions right now. Right, we covered pretty much everything, right? We started off with those stupid bank bag nonsense, right? Right, remember that? We started off the show talking about that nonsense, right? Yeah, listen, I try to do educational, I'm very busy guy. Tim, man, oh man, thank you. That's cool. You're about plug yourself in, Rock. Oh, you know what? We should look at some fakes. That's a good idea. Without, how can you tell if a Morgan is fake without having it? It's real hard to tell on camera, Evil. It's real hard to tell on camera. Yeah, it really is. Right? Yeah. So I don't know. I spot them. Like I said, somebody contacted me yesterday with some listing on Fleabay, and I instantly saw that the coin is fake. Yeah. This is being broadcast to YouTube and Facebook as we speak, since I'm doing the non-copyright music, so they can't bag me for that. So this is already won by somebody. Somebody wanted to see trade dollar. Do I need another screen? I can make that screen go away now, right? All right, I can throw that over here. All right, we got our full screen back. Yeah, I got the coin scope ready to go if we need the scope too. This is cool, Nate, right? All right, look at this. All right, I got even transitions going on here. I'm going to be playing with this virtual camera. This is cool. All right. Toner. I don't have any toners. Yeah. I have no toners. Somebody want to see a trade dollar? I'll take questions. I'll launch into some sales if somebody wants, but I have 2 trade dollars right now. All right. What was the question? Okay, cool. Yeah, the YouTube channel. Yeah. Morgans. Yeah, I got tons and tons of Morgans. Let me get this out of here. I don't have them on my table because I cleared the table for all these chemicals and demonstrations. Right, here's the beautiful thing that we just did. A couple of clean coins, dirt cheap. Yeah. 60O Unk seated. Yeah. Listen, there's nothing wrong with a cleaned coin, for the right price. I have some here. Right? So, a cleaned coin doesn't make it worthless. It just makes it worth less. Right? Exactly. You get it for a good price. Right? Sometimes you can get it for like half price or lower. It depends on what the coin is. Yeah. Monday, Evil. Yes, I'm going to look at a big collection which has a lot of mint and proof set, late date stuff too. Yep. Yep. Who was looking at a trade dollar? Right. The rarer the coin, the lower the discount on clean stuff. Right. So here's that 78. How does that look? Not too shabby. $2.50. Yeah, it's a nice coin. This one, not too much. This is the 78S. I think I'm at 300 on this one. It's a high VF. Yeah, I'd be at 300. Yeah, I mean, wasn't planning on running anything, but somebody asked, so I run it. Nobody's ever obligated to buy anything. You look at it, I run it. That's it. It's a 78S. The other one up there is a 74. Is a much tougher date and a higher grade. Yeah, it's a nice coin. It's a solid coin. All right, this one here is a 74 in an AU. Is there something that somebody wanted to see? We have questions. Listen, when I was a kid, you could pick that trade dollar up there probably for about $50. Yeah, $50 for stuff like that. Evil, cool, man. Right? I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely got some mint sets I'm going to try to buy on Monday. Yep. I have so many mint sets right now. It's just that I don't have any of the late date stuff. I don't need any more of the older ones. I got a lot. Well, I could use some of the old ones, right? From the 50s. That's what I need. I need 50s and I need like 2000s. Everything in between I'm pretty good on. Did I cover everything, Nate? Did I miss anything? Right, we did dipping versus cleaning. Right? Do we want to look at anything else? You want to see what a cleaned coin looks like? A really bad cleaned coin? Oh, the signed slabs. Thank you, Gibby. I knew there was something else. Yes. Let's show a signed slab. Hang on, I have a Mercanti right over here. Okay, so here is an authentic hand-signed slab. Excellent question. Which Walking Liberty? Oh, like right here? That is the best question of the night. So someone is asking, can we dip this coin to get rid of the black? Yeah, we certainly could. Absolutely could. First of all, the dipping would not get rid of the black. Exactly. The dipping would not get rid of the black because the black is dirt. The black is not toning. That's actual, like, who knows? So we maybe could do DNA tests and see what's in there. But that's dirt. But if I dipped it, I should do that. Nate, I don't want to bring the chemicals back. But I should have dipped like a BS, like one of those damaged coins. I should have dipped like one of these just to show what it would look like. One of these damaged Mercs. I should have dipped one. Right? But if I dipped it, it would definitely lighten the coin up. A lot of the dirt would still remain, and the coin would look like weird. Right? It would be brighter on a lot of the surfaces. It would just look. You would immediately say, "Wow, that's a clean coin." Right? But you could use MS-70 to get the dirt out, but then again, it's a cleaned coin because it's not natural for a coin to be worn from circulating and have no dirt. That's a telltale sign, right? 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 Exactly. It's just not natural, right? Right? Like if you got a tire on your car, right, and the treads are halfway worn, and then you take and like use that, what do they call it? Armorol on the treads. Oh, nice shiny tread, but the thing is half worn. It's not natural. It's not normal. Yeah, but yeah, you definitely could dip it, and I've seen people do things like that. But this is a nice, uncleaned, unmonkeyed with coin. Yeah, it's a key date. Last thing I'd want to do is do anything to that coin. Yeah. But Gibby is asking about the difference between, yeah, you'll kill the value. Yeah, exactly. You take a $200 coin and turn it into probably like an $80 coin. Right? All right. So here is a nice silver eagle. Ah, Seaman, what's up, man? Freeman University. Thank you, man. Okay, this is authentic hand signed. Yeah, to me it is. I like Mercanti. Right, so this one says authentic hand signed. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean this is the only one he signed, right? So, like, Rock with the Shock is not a fan of any signed slabs. You know, his standard joke is, you know, he signed it, but was he facing east, standing on one leg while eating a grilled cheese sandwich at the same time? You know, that makes it worth more. But this is a hand signed one, so he did autograph that. But that being said, it's not the only one. So that particular year, 1987, Mercanti probably signed like 200 or 300 of them. Would be my, off the top of my head. Right now, PCGS did some pretty deceptive stuff. Right, on the PCGS slabs, I don't have any, but they put on. Yeah, this will definitely go for a premium. Yep, this definitely goes for a premium because of the signature. But for the person who wants to pay for it, for somebody who does not give a rip about a signature, that's just an MS-70 to them. Now, you know, granted, it's a very expensive coin to begin with, but they're not going to pay an extra $400 for the signature or whatever it is. They're you know, most people don't care, but some people do, right? I think it's cool. But PCGS did a lot of quote unquote Mercanti slabs, Reagan slabs, everybody and his brother. But if you look closely at them, it won't say authentic hand signed. Right? It'll say, Gibby, what do they say on the PCGS ones? Right? They just say authentic signature or something like that, and they leave out the hand signed. Right? It's just a facsimile. Right? Yeah. So PCGS really, you know, and when now NGC did some of them like that, but not so much. PCGS really hoard themselves out, if you want my opinion. Right? It's very gimmicky. They put a picture of Cleveland, Reagan, Mercanti, and it's not their actual signature. It's just a photocopy. That's a gimmick. You could call that a gimmick too, but you know, not for nothing, that is his signature. You know, but he did sign hundreds of them, so you know, take it for what it's worth. The average collector doesn't care about signatures. Some people do pay premiums for them. So you know, that's it. You know, when I buy them, I will pay a little more for the, you know, for the hand signed ones, right? Especially on a coin like this. Yep. Especially on a nice one like this, like, you know, early Eagles in 70. I have one also. I have an 86 as well with the Mercanti signature in 70. Big coin. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Check the Fleabay comps. They sell for big money. Yeah. Sports Stars, Shaq. Yep. Yep. There's new stuff coming out from NGC, right? You've seen these, right? Some people call it a gimmick. I happen to like this, right? Because that actually is a bag fragment in there. And they're not making any more of these bags. It's not like they're making them at Walmart. They're coming out with some new stuff. I can't talk about it. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I'll just say if you like. Yeah, I can't really talk about it. I don't want to give too much hints. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real autograph, but they are coming out with some cool stuff. Bullion stuff. NGC's coming out with some graded bullion coins like, you know, China, US, you know, Britannia's, Libertads. with special holders. That's all I could say. And other stuff. If you're into the movies, right? If I could say that, if you're a film buff, right, and a coin collector, those two worlds are going to collide very soon with NGC's new release. I think it's scheduled for September. I'll try to have some here. Yep, it's going to be pretty cool. I've seen them, but I can't talk about it. But if you're into classic films and coins, I won't say any more. That's it. Questions? Excellent question, Gibby. That was cool. Yeah. Yep. I had somebody last week had non-authentic signature. Just the regular photocopy signature on something. I forget what it was. And I quoted them a price, and they're like, no. This one is autographed. I'm like, and I said, no, it's not. That's not an authentic signature. That slab means nothing to me, right? It doesn't mean that and he was like, but I paid X amount for it. I said, well, I'm sorry to say that it ain't worth anything more than any other one without any signature. Right? It's just a photocopy. Yeah, a harshly cleaned coin coming up. Boy, do I got one. Hang on. I got to run to the back. Hang on. Oh, stand by. I got to dig for it. Whoa. Yeah, I got most of the stuff still in the safe because setting up for this show, I didn't want to have any stuff on the table in case I knock something over. Hang on. First thing, we get this crap out of here. Okay, Nate knows exactly which coin I'm going to show you. All right? Yeah, no problem. And listen, guys, a lot of people have been joining the group today. Right? The easiest way to ask a question, right? You can use that group. There's no stupid questions, right? The only stupid question is the one you don't ask and you make an assumption on, right? So if you ever want to, join the group and you want to ask a question, just you can post in that group, right? You need to get approved to get into the group. In fact, I can see if somebody joined now. Let me see. We're getting Joseph in. Yeah, somebody asked. We got him in. Joseph, you're in. But anybody else wants to join the group, you can post stuff there. Questions, you can put a picture of a coin up and ask a question about it, or a general question, or whatever you like. I'm looking for that harshly cleaned coin. Where the heck is it now? Yep, here you go. We're going to show you this coin. This is a harshly cleaned coin. Yeah, the group is private. What that means is it's publicly searchable. You can find the group, but it's private that you have to join. And I keep it that way because not everybody who is a coin collector wants all their friends on Facebook and everybody else to publicly know that they're in a coin collecting group. So a private group, you join, and no one's going to know you're in the group except anybody else in the group. You understand? Facebook. Right, the group is in Facebook. Right, Friends of Freeman Coins. So this is physically scrubbed. This is a Scrub-a-Dub-Dub Brillo pad cleaning. Jennifer, if you're still on, you just tried to join. Could you just answer the questions? It helps us out if that's anybody who's in here right now. All right, you see how harsh this cleaning is? You can adjust all that, Timrick. I know. It's a tool for us. Yeah, this is it's an uncirculated coin that somebody took a scrubby, right? Or what do they call those? Yeah. Oh, you did the questions? Let me check. Gotcha. Cool beans. Yes, a Scotch-Brite. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? They took a nice, better date Carson City and scrubbed it. Yeah. I had somebody last week. I went to buy a collection. I always tell them the night before, when I'm talking to them, listen, don't clean anything. And they're like, no, we're going to clean everything up so it's so it looks nice and shiny for you. I said, no, listen to me. You're not listening. Don't clean anything. And he was like, yeah. He was like, no, but a lot of the coins are dirty, and I know they'll be worth more if they're clean. I said, you're not listening to me. I'm telling you the opposite. You're going to devalue your coins. Do not clean them. No matter how dirty they are to you, leave them alone. Crusty is good. And I had to tell him 3 times. He was like all gung-ho, like bragging about how he's going to. I said, no, you're not listening. Do not do that. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I learned to tell people that because once I never used to tell people that, and I showed up at somebody's house for a coin buy, and everything was like, scrub-a-dub-dub. I'm like, oh my God, were these like this, or did you clean them? Oh no, we were up for 2 hours last night cleaning everything for you. I'm like, oh my God. So now I make a point to be proactive and tell them right off the jump. Yeah. Liquid courage. Yeah. Yeah, so this one is a harshly cleaned Carson City. Now, you can have one that's not harshly cleaned. Let me find you one. Let me find you, try to find you a raw coin that is clean but not harsh. There you go. All right, so here's a 1921 Morgan. This coin is cleaned, but not with a Scotch-Brite pad. But you see how shiny it is? This coin is lightly polished with a rag or something. So there's no wire brush marks in it. But you see how the coin faces up? That's not natural. Right? That's not natural. That's cleaned. See it? See that? See how it has like an even flash to it? There's no more cartwheel. And the camera can't even focus on it because it's so shiny. Right? That's a cleaned coin, but it's not harshly cleaned. But it's just not natural. It's just not. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean it's worthless. It's just not, it's not a gradable coin. Right? If you sent that in, you'd be very disappointed. It'd come back like AU details. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice looking stacker. It's a good filler in your book. Right. Let me look at it under my look. It looks much better off camera. I mean, it really looks terrible on the screen. But, it's an AU details. It would cost you more to slab the coin than the coin is worth, right? It's a 21D AU details. Right? 21D AU details, right? It's like what, a $26 coin. That's it. It's a stacker. Yeah. But it's real. It's real, right? And that's really cleaned. Drill bit keychain. No, I have one on my keychain. I never put a hole in it yet. The bank likes my keychain, right? The keychain is like 10 ounces. It's got 3 keys on there and like 20, 25 coins. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Cool beans. I don't know. Does anybody want to auction anything? Nate's going to drill holes. You need to retake the class. I bought a whole bunch of gold today. Oh my god! When silver's at 21, yeah, I don't see it going down to 21. I hope not. That's too low. Although it's a good buying opportunity, I'll tell you that. Yep. Yeah, I'm always buying more. So I don't know. Are we gonna do anything, or are we gonna call it a night? That thing came out nice, right? Right? Look at that coin. Pearl Harbor commem? No, I don't. Oh, who was asking for the Marine Corps yesterday? I forgot all about it. I gotta check that. All right, guys. Nate, I'm probably just going to do a raid, right? My voice is killing me. It's probably killing you, too. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be on tomorrow for a regular sales show at 11, I believe. Yeah. Evil likes to clean Morgan. Yeah. Yeah, check the proofs for hazing it, you can do it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be on 11 tomorrow. And then I have something scheduled for Tuesday. And Monday, I may do a late night Monday just to see how it is. All right. But I'll be on tomorrow. If anybody wants anything specific, I can show it to you and run it to you. Otherwise, we're going to do a raid. All right. Well, I got so much stuff I'd love to sell, but I'm kind of tired. Yeah. It's been a long day. Yeah. You know who used to do a lot of the streams? Seth. All right, Seth at Witter. Wasn't he doing some educational stuff? I don't know if he does it anymore. All right. Well, you could watch it, though. Right? You could go back and watch the show. Right? You just won't see the chat. They don't save the chat messages on the show, Jez. Right? But you can definitely rewatch the show after it finishes, right? You can go into the previous shows and see it. Yeah. Do I grade coins if you send it to me? I'm not a grading service. So I can't grade your coin. If you're asking if you send it to me, can I send it to the grading service? That's not something that Whatnot has set up to do like that. You can send coins directly to NX. You don't need to be a member to get your coin graded. You can also go to a local Annex sponsored show. They will accept the coin to see if it's worth grading. You could send me a picture of it, and I could let you know. Now, what's worth grading to me might be different than what's worth grading to you. As a dealer, if a coin cost me $50 and I can sell it raw for $80, I'm not grading that coin because, right? If I grade it, it's like there's no profit, right? It has to be worth it for me to grade it. Now, people grade coins for different reasons. It could be sentimental. You just need the coin in a holder. You just like it that way. So, it might be worth, $15 or $30 for you to grade the coin, but not for me. All right. Well, I got slabs here where the coin in the slab is only worth like $20. Yet somebody paid $30 to grade it. So probably a poor financial decision on their part. Yep. Yeah, if you join the Facebook group, you can put the picture up on there like that. You could, private message me the picture, or you could even send the picture here on Whatnot. Although Whatnot chats are not great for pictures because I can't really blow them up right to look at them. So probably, put them on the Facebook group if you want. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like Annex for grading. I have no issues. I'm going back in September to pick up another batch of coins that they're grading right now. Yeah, Evil wants to see it. Yeah. All right, got bust halves just come in. A couple of those. All right, here's a clean coin. Here you go. Perfect example. Here you go. Here's a cleaned one. Here's a bust half cleaned. See it? All right, you see the reflection coming off of that? See that? See my finger reflecting in there? A bust half ain't supposed to do that. A circulated bust half, it's been cleaned. Yep. Now, it doesn't mean it's worthless. It just means it's worth a little less. That's all. All right, this one's clean. That one's not. All right, I didn't clean it. It's the way I got it. People are very tempted to clean coins all the time. They don't know. I can find you old books from the turn of the last century that they tell you to clean your coins. And people, they did. So here's an uncleaned one. See how natural that looks? Right? It's got wear. It's got dirt. See the difference in the contrast between the high points that are worn and the dirty stuff around it? That's natural. Right? Properly handling. Right? I love bust halves. See the lettered edge? Right? Nice coin. All right, guys, let's do a raid on somebody. Friends of Freeman Coins. Right there. Okay, somebody else just came into the group. Very nice. You got it. All right, so let's see who we can raid. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's see who's on. We got a couple of good. Wow, we got some good people on here, and some not so witches. I don't know who that is. I think we're going to do Italian coins, right? Let's do it Italian style. I'm in the mood for Italian, right? All right, let's go. He's still in Peru. Wow. He was at the Vatican 2 weeks ago. Now he's still in Lima. Cool. So this is Ugo from Italian Coins. The GSA, that one. This is the 83. Let me take a look. First of all, let me clear that off there so we can see it. 1883 GSA. This one is MS64. Four and a quarter. 4 1/4. If you're interested, I gotta get on that one. I also have an 83. Yeah, no problem. I have an 83 also graded. And I have a raw 83 as well, I think. Or an 84, I can't remember which one. So we'll go back to the raid. Italian Coins again. Right? He's doing all kinds of cool Peruvian coins tonight, apparently. And we'll go see what he's doing. Yep, I'll be back tomorrow in the morning, like 11. 11 in the morning. Yep. Yep. So catch you guys tomorrow. Let's check out Italian Coins. Thanks, guys. It's been fun. How many? Wow, 3 hours. Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. I got a lot. Now I'm still going to work over here. Believe me, I got a lot of cataloging and other stuff to do. Have a good night, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for everybody. Thanks for all the tips from everybody. That was cool, but and much appreciated.